It's the evening session of day 3 of these 2019 World Para Athletics Championships in Dubai at the Dubai Club for People of Determination. 5 titles decided this morning, another 20 up for grabs tonight under the lights in the Emirati capital. It's been a slightly cooler day than usual, so the action will really hot up. And we kick off as usual with quite a few field events. The men's javelin F38, men's shot put F53, the women's long jump T38. And then pretty much track action all the way, and it is all finals tonight, starting with the women's 400 meters T12, featuring the great Amana Durans. Men's 400 T12, Madi Afri looking to get top spot. Shi Yiting set a new world record this morning, the women's 200 meters T36. She's going at 7 o'clock local time. An hour later, the men's 800 T54. Marcel Hug, the defending champion in that. The men's 400 T37. Charles Dutoit defending crowns there in the women's 400 T53. The likes of Angie Ballard, the reigning world and Paralympic champion Zhu Hongjuan also. 4 gold medals for the People's Republic of China. They scored long jump gold this morning through Zhu. Brazil and Finland with 3 goals each. Amanda Kantoya among the flying Finns, great wheelchair racers, of course. Tunisia, Great Britain, Canada, Colombia, Germany among those with goals. Imgard Ben-Susan with victory in the 400 earlier today. Greece, Iran, Italy. Latvia through Igo Zapinas. Top of the podium as well. And New Zealand too. And what a triumph that was today. And what a story also in the women's shot put. 2 world records actually in that. Netherlands with a debutante silver medal. Nigeria and Portugal, and a couple of bronzes for Spain too, and lots more medals to be decided tonight. A very good evening from Will Downing, and the man in the moon is Tulson Tullett.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, 29 degrees, although it feels a lot cooler than that at the moment. The wind has really picked up. It will be at the back of the athletes as they head down the home straight, but when we start with the opening field event of the evening, the javelin throw should be behind them, but in the first of the long jump event, which will be the women's long jump T38, it will more than likely be quite strong into their faces as they travel towards the pit. Doesn't look too bad from that. It is a lovely evening though if you're here to watch the athletics taking place. There is the main stand. People milling around out the back. They'll be in there in the next few minutes when the action well and truly gets underway. Men's javelin throw F38. Men's shot put F53. And the women's long jump T38. The first 3 field events getting underway, all within around 6 minutes of each other. The crowds have been very good in here watching. Fellow athletes also cheering on their teammates. And a jam-packed evening on day 3 here on Saturday in Dubai. Japan well represented in these para-athletics championships. And there'll be strong representation on the track this evening. That shows you how clear it is. The moon clearly visible. getting smaller and smaller. Like myself over the last few days.
This is by far the windiest night we've had. It's really blown up in the past 20, 30 minutes or so. And actually before the sun set here in the last 30 minutes, it was beginning to get dark. There've been a few storms that were in the long-term forecast for this weekend. They haven't hit yet. It's been warm and sunny the past few days, as is perennially the case. But of course, there was a massive sandstorm in Mission Impossible here, so all things are possible. Or was that Fast and Furious?
No.
No, they drove the car out of the building.
Exactly, it was Mission Impossible, the sandstorm. Just as he was going out of the Burj Khalifa, I think it was.
And he lost
Tom
the bad
Cruise,
guy
that
in the
is.
storm, yeah. And what happened in Sex and the City here? Because all the films seem to be here
I don't
these
know,
days.
well, I didn't watch that one. That's more up your, that's more in line with what you watch. You are a new age man. Very sensitive.
There's a Commodian rant coming, if you're not careful. Now, Poland, we're all off to next year for the Europeans.
Barbara
and
Nowitzki.
she's won tons of golds in the T20s, and we've got T20s coming up very soon for the men.
A splendid athlete to watch compete.
3 golds in Doha last time she was in the Gulf.
He'll be followed by the two Australians, Corey Anderson and Cameron Crowley.
Continuous long jump action, it's felt like the whole time here. Women's T38, and that's the least impaired in a sporting sense, but still very impaired day-to-day coordination impairment.
The Australian flag's out because there are 3 Aussies in the opening event on the field. The men's javelin throw F38. Jaden Sawyer, the championship record holder from London and gold medalist 2 years ago. Corey Anderson, who's the world record holder, set earlier this year. And also Cameron Crombie competes as well. Good night for taking pictures.
In front of the main stand, we're ready for the final of the T38 women's long jump.
Well, the crowds are moving in as they present the women's long jump T38 athletes. Great Britain's Olivia Breen, second from left there. Lifetime best step for her this year of 4.98. Margarita Goncharova of Russia, who set the championship record back in 2015. She's third from left. Luca Ekla of Hungary. She is the world record holder, set on the 8th of June, just gone. Olivia Breen. And here is the championship record holder, Margarita Goncharova. Of course, Russia have been out of action for the past 3 years, so she's back to try and pick up from where she left off in 2015 in Doha. Maria Fernandez of Portugal. Lifetime best for her of 4.41 this year, though only 4.30. Nelly Moose of Germany. And Rosa Kozakowska of Poland. Two Polish athletes taking part in this. Rafaela Apostolou of Greece. She'll have a work cut out, only 3.98. Alexandra Nedelko, the second of the Russians taking part. Her lifetime best set this year of 4.82. And rounding off the field, Anna Trzewiak of Poland. You can see there in Nedelko with the towel skirt on. It's a little bit cooler this evening. Trying to keep herself warm before she makes her way to jump. There's confirmation of those records from Hungary. Luka Ekler set this year the world record 5:51. Goncharova 5:09 back in Doha in 2015, a championship record for the Russian. Well, I don't know if you can hear the breeze on our microphones, but it has picked up quite significantly over the past half an hour. So I can tell you now that for these athletes who are doing this long jump T38, they are going to be running directly in to that rather strong breeze.
First event on the track is round one of the men's T20.
Probably to give you a good idea of what that breeze is like. There you go.
That's really strong.
Where they'll be running straight into, where the camera is just in the background there, they'll be running into the pit down that end. So it's going to be a possible case of wait and just let it die down somewhat for Luka Ekler as she gets the campaign underway. Quite rightly so, the world record holder.
So it'll be interesting to see the wind speed on this and what Ekler is able to produce. 5:51 in Grosseto back in June. The European champion last year in Berlin. She wasn't around, wasn't competing when the European Championships were held in Grosseto. It's her first global championship. Well, a very good sprinter as well. Bronze in the 200 meters in Berlin from Zombartelli. And again, they have a great para-sports program in Hungary, swimming, powerlifting, and obviously athletics too. Good landing. Laszlo Shalma and Georgi Lengelak, her coaches, will be happy with that. Will they be happy with the distance though? The wind speed's going to be almost as interesting as the distance. 5:09 and minus 0.7. It died at the right time for her, and that equals the championship record of Goncharova from Doha 4 years ago. Olivia Breen then for Great Britain, next to go. One of the faces of British parasport. 4.98, a lifetime best set this year. Commonwealth Games champion.
So the fastest man in the field is the Ecuadorian in lane number 7.
And she's gone out to just shy of 5 meters and gets the white flag, which is fluttering around heavily. The reigning world champion in the T38, the reigning Commonwealth Games champion, European champion in the relay, world champion in the relay in Doha also. And she didn't really use the board at all, actually, Olivia. Now that's giving about 40 centimeters at least away. And the wind speed ringing against her. The takeoff wasn't right, and she'll have felt the landing wasn't either. But there was a massive wind speed up against her, a headwind of minus 2.1. 4:34, she goes into second in this opening round.
So here she is, Goncharova of Russia. The lady who won gold in Doha in 2015 when she set that championship record, which has now been equalled by Luca Eckler, the world record holder. Just steadying herself with the wind, trying to just measure her run-up. A senior international debut came 14 years ago, so full of experience and full of jumping. That is well over the 5 metre mark, but it's been given as a red flag, so she's gone long over the board. So Goncharova's first up jump as she checks the mark is a foul, but just look at that headwind, -2 into her face there, so it is really markedly picked up over what we've seen over the past couple of days. The lady who's won European Championship gold in both 2014 and 16, and that shows you there, look at that. As she pushes down from there, the mark will be made in the plasticine. She's not too happy about it. She's saying not, but I'm fairly sure, as she pushed down there as well, after we show that freeze frame, that will then make a mark as well. So she's upset about it. It's been given as a foul. It's water under the bridge, as they say. So the 400 metres coming up. We've seen the first of the heats, which has already gone.
Anderson, Colorado, Mina taking that. 49.67 going through along with Charles-Antoine Kouakou. That was heat 1. We're joining heat 2 and rejoining Maria Fernandez here in the long jump for Portugal. Again, didn't use a huge amount of the board, but no problem with it not being a fair jump. It's 50 now.
Sprightly. Well short of the 5 metre mark.
Bronze in the Europeans last year in the 400 metres in Berlin. And a World Championship bronze medalist previously, 2013 in Lyon. 2000 in Sydney, she won Paralympic bronze in the 400. Those are the medals in her international career. 393, but look at the wind speed, -3 into her face. We told you it was strong. She knows that now.
So
Nella Mos. 4:56, a lifetime best this year for the 17-year-old. Turns 18 next week.
Out of the Bayer Leverkusen club in Germany. Well, the wind speed is still rather high.
She's got the white flag, so it's a fair jump. Bayer Leverkusen are very much the leading para-athletics club in Germany. Matthias Esser, our coach, and they draw, a bit like Bayern Munich in football, a lot of the best para-athletic talent from around the country, although obviously there are a lot of really good clubs around the way as well. That was about 4.5 meters. She goes into the silver medal position, 4:38.
Well, the second heat of the men's 400 metres T20. This sees Daniel Tavares Martins, the Paralympic and world champion, who will go from lane 4. Seven in total going.
In lane 9, representing
Rafael DiMaggio, the 18-year-old, who was a finalist in the 2018 European Championships in Berlin last year. There is the man, 18 years of age this year, Rafael Damasio. Dionabel Rodriguez from Spain. His brother goes in Heat 3. He was 4th in 2016. His brother Delibert came 5th in Rio in those same Paralympic Games. Trifonopoulos of Greece will go from lane 6. He was a silver medalist in the Paralympics. He was 5th in Doha around the road. Nasruddin Mohammed, who was 5th in London, gold medalist in the Asian Para Games in 2014 and 2018. But there is the man who's the Paralympic and world champion, Daniel Tavares Martins. Well, Yim Ching Hai of Hong Kong, the 19-year-old who was 10th in the Asian Para Games. His only major appearance will go from lane 3. So the first two will go through, and the two fastest losers from the 3 heats will qualify as well. T20 intellectual impairment category. That's the man, though, they will more than likely be chasing. Malaysia's Nasruddin Mohammed. The way they get, no issues whatsoever there, and as you would expect, it is the man, Tavares Martins, who gets out to a very good start indeed, but coming down the outside on the far side there, it's Paiva Rengifo of Venezuela, who's looking very strong. Damasio on the outside has held his form. It's going to be a question of whether being out there in lane 9, he can hold it as he comes round into the final 200 metres in this T20 intellectual impairment category. The men's 400 metres, the second of 3 heats. It is Martins who's come round, but it is Damasio who is strong going down that back straight. It's Damasio who leads on the inside there from Paiva Rengifo of Venezuela, but out in front now and streaming home is Daniel Tavares Martins, who takes the win. In the last 50 or 60 metres, he just held his form, he stretched out, and he made sure that he went through as one of those first two. So Brazil takes first in 49.92 for Tavares Martins. Very close for second between Damasio on the outside, but it is Paiva Rengifo who has taken that second automatic qualification position. So Rafael Damasio of Italy in 50.21 is going to have to wait to find out if he goes through as one of the next 2 fastest losers. But they got away with no issues, but it was the man from Venezuela who went out rather quick in that first couple of 100 metres, Luis Arturo Paiva Rengifo. He couldn't hold on for the win because Daniel Tavares Martins came through to take that, but it is oh so close. Damasio just being pipped out on the line by the Venezuelan. That shows it and how close it is. Damasio must sit and wait as we head back to the track in a field in a moment or two time, but there's confirmation. Tavares Martins, Paiva Rengifo and Damasio with a lifetime best in 3rd position.
Well, we're hoping to see a replay of something very special from the javelin competition. We had a European record in round 1 for Doroshenko of Ukraine. He's in 4th. We've had a South American.
So what a fine blustery night it is. It's not going to help the long jumpers very much at all, who are down in front of the main stand. But we've got action here in the field in the javelin. It's the men's F38 coordination impairment And we've got a very, very strong field in this. Here's Corey Anderson then, who set a new world record in April in Sydney. 55 meters 14 that was. Thumping throw this is, and that's a long one. That's a terrific throw by Corey Anderson. It's well beyond 50 meters, there's not much doubt about that. Leader Luis Lusumi of Colombia set an America's record of 54.23 just before this, but Anderson has broken his own world record for Australia, 56.28.
Three Australians in the javelin final.
So as we return to the long jump pit, the women's T38, and it is
Trina Wysiak of Poland. 472, the lifetime best, which would make her a good candidate in this. Still in round one, no jumps from Goncharova. She had a few words about it, but it remains a red mark against her. And Rosa Kosakowska, Trina Wysiak's Polish colleague, also missing out. Well, this will be measured. Bronze in Rio in the Paralympic Games. 4:08 puts her into 5th position. So Luka Elkler leads for Hungary, only athlete to go beyond 5 meters so far, equaling the championship record of Margita Goncharova, 5:09. Nedelko second at the moment for Russia, Nella Moos in third for Germany, and Livia Breen in fourth for Great Britain, 4:34. Goncharova yet to register a mark. So our leader, the reigning European champion. Her first global competition. Turned 21 last week. One of the reasons that helped her in the first round is that she had the softest headwind against her. That is a red flag. She was well over the board. So she doesn't gain any advantage from that 5:09. She leads by 42 centimeters, but well over the board in the end. Open and shut case. There'll be no appealing about that. Minus 3.1, what a headwind that was. And you know, if she timed that a little bit better, that was well beyond 5 meters, and could have extended her advantage. It's quite an open stadium at either end. Just really the grandstand blocking. There's a new big complex opening up, being built at the moment on the far side, but it's not blocking the wind from that way. Olivia Breen next to go for Great Britain, her second attempt. 4:34 in the opening round for the defending world champion. Ken didn't use the board a huge amount, but a little bit more than last time, so she'll probably be happier with it. And the other big problem, obviously, it's not just when you're in the air that the wind is causing the problem, but it'll affect the run-up as well. Got to get the stride pattern right. Elkler not quite last time. Breen didn't touch the board, gave about 25 centimeters away, but probably in the circumstances that's allowable. last attempt, if you'd added on what she'd given away, it was at around 470. So she's got a jump of that within it, there's no doubt about it. I think probably the lack of use of the board is what's frustrated her the most there. But she should be happy with what she's produced. It's 472, and she goes into the silver medal position. And when you consider she gave at least 25 centimetres away, in reality, she's produced a leap in total of around 5 metres. It's only the bit beyond the board that counts. The joint championship record holder, the former European, World and Paralympic champion, Margarita Goncharova, going for 5:09. That was quite the run-up. She used a huge amount of that board, but it's a fair jump. She's got the white flag. So she's going to be in the leaderboard, and she's going to be quite high in it. Champion in the long jump in London 2012, the 100 metres as well, and the 4x1. 3 golds in Doha in her last World Championships, and she's up for another one here. 6-time European champion. She lost full ownership of that championship record in round 1 to Luca Eckler. Her name will still be attached to the championship record one way or another, but she's produced something very strong there into, again, a very heavy headwind, and she's into the lead. 5 meters 10, and the championship record is hers outright once more. Twice for Goncharova and Breen simultaneously. Oh, to be a fly on the wall. Maria Fernandez now, 393 in the opening round, and that's a red flag. She's down in 7th at the moment. She obviously feels there's more doable. Sydney 2000 when it all kicked off for her, big time. Ploughed right into the plasticine. Those Paralympics in Stadium Australia, as it then was. But it was ahead of the explosion and popularity of parasport. Nella Mos trying to make the most of her situation. 4:38 in the opening round.
Amazing javelin contest. We've had 4 continental records and a world record.
Her first major championship, but would have observed greatly the Europeans last year in Northeast Berlin, the Frederick Young Sport Park. That's a bit better maybe. Again, the headwind will cause problems, but she seemed to get the stride pattern right. 4:38 in round 1.
Well, Nella Mos, her lifetime best is 4:56. Even if she jumped that, she's still remaining in 5th position. Loads of space behind the board, so she's got some more to make up there. The wind proving tricky for everyone.
Again, it's a stronger headwind, but it's a further distance. 4:49. She stays in 5th.
So the women's 400 metres T12 final. Medium visual impairment. Guide's not compulsory, but all 4 are running with a guide in this one, and the one to look out for, the great Omara Durand of Cuba. Amara Durand, who's the Cuban flag bearer at the 2016 Paralympic opening ceremony. She's won 8 gold medals at World Championships, has never lost a final she's been in at a World Championship event. So everyone else has their work cut out for them, including this lady, Reyes Gramo Villarreal Hernandez. Lifetime best set this year of 57.98 for the 23-year-old. Failed to progress from the heats in Rio. They'll all be chasing this lady here though. Birthday coming up at the end of the month. This would be a nice way to celebrate it. Gold in 2012 and 2016 at the Paralympics. Numerous gold medals at World Championships. Oksana Peterchuk, she was silver to Durand back in Doha in 2015. Also silver in Beijing 2008, 2012 in London and 2016 in Rio. So she knows what it's like to chase. This lady might be doing some chasing as well. Melanie Verges-Gamez. Silver for her in 2017 behind Durand. So they all know what they're up against. The Cuban, who holds the world record set in Rio in 2016. And the championship record she set in London at the last World Championships in 2017. So the big occasion brings out the best in her. Maybe the hardest thing is to have a guide who can keep up with you. And that man doing that on the right of screen there is Junior Kinderland Vargas. I often look at Amara Durand and think the only person who can beat her is herself. Peterchuk, though, will want to put all those silver medal heartbreaks behind her and come up with the gold. They all get away again. They're the first time of asking, and Durand gets away extremely quickly, already up on the inside shoulder of Villarreal Hernandez, and she's gone past her already. So it's Amara Durand streaking away. 250 metres left. She's way out in front. Further back, it's Peterchuk and Verges-Gamez, who are just chasing dust in the wind as Amara Durand rounds the 200-metre mark and comes round with 150 to go. And it is going to be a procession towards the line if it continues like this as they take the final corner. It's all about making sure they stay in the correct lane, they stay tethered together, and we'll see what sort of time they come up with as they go across the line. It is Durand who leads. It is Peterchuk in second place, and out wide it is the Venezuelan Villarreal Hernandez, but it is Amara Durand who goes across to take it. 52.87, just outside the championship record that she set 2 years ago in London. 0.12 of a second outside it. 52.85 is the time given. It's been rounded down, so just 0.1 of a second outside of her own championship record from 2 years ago. But what a run indeed by the fantastic individual who is Amara Durand. 52.85, yet another gold medal to add to the haul. Just watch the speed that she gets away with there, and down the back straight. It was rare. She really made a mark, and then into the last 100 metres. I said it in the commentary. It was a procession. She's had injuries throughout her career, most notably back in 2008 when she picked up an injury ahead of those Paralympic Games. But after that, in London 2012, Rio 2016, and numerous World Championships after that. Took time away from competition following the 2012 Paralympic Games. She gave birth to her daughter, returned to the sport in 2015, and what a return it has been. 3 years out, back to the World Championships then, World Championships through, and another gold medal for Amara Duran. 52.85, Petrček takes the silver, and Viorel Hernandez picks up 3rd place.
Muscle power or impaired passive range of movement, competing in seated position. The lower the number, the more significant the activity limitation.
12 athletes lined up.
Wind still swirling around the stadium in East Dubai, right alongside the airport. Quite a few of you have probably gone through it at some stage. And that's what the long jumpers are having to contend with, but it should give us some fast times on the track, because it'll be at the sprinters' backs, but in the jumpers' faces. There's been no change at the top in the women's long jump T38 since we were there last. The championship record of Margarita Goncharova of Russia leading 5 meters 10, despite those wins against her. Luca Eckler of Hungary in the silver medal position, 5:09, and Olivia Breen of Great Britain in 3rd, 4:72. Eckler then, a 3rd attempt, a no jumped in round 2, equaled Goncharova's championship record of 5:09 with the 1st attempt, but Goncharova has bitten back.
At 7 for Algeria, Nassima Saifi. Throwing 8 representing Ireland, Laura Barry. At 9,
A brilliant European Championships last year, decent on the track too, bronze on the 200. That's a fine run-up, that's a fair jump, it's a white flag. It's potentially around 5:09 again.
throwing at 11 representing Mexico, Gloria Estrada Bernal. And throwing at
Perfectly on the board, it's beyond 5 meters. Target from Goncharova is 5:10. And if Eckler gets that, she goes in front of the count back, but she'll be aiming for more. Much more! Championship record, 5 meters 30 into a -2 headwind. She leads by 20 centimeters. She's in the mood, no doubt about that. But what about Olivia Breen here, whose title maybe is slipping away a bit?
the new world record holder for Australia in the javelin.
2 world titles in her career, the long jump in London in front of an appreciative home crowd, the 4x1 across the Gulf in Doha back in 2015, and all those European successes as well, part of a great relay team, and obviously the Commonwealth Games glory in Gold Coast. 4th in Glasgow prior to that, putting a lot into this run, and that's heading out towards 5 meters by Breen, and it's a fair jump, it's a white flag. Needs to be at least 5:10 to get higher than a current bronze medal position, but she loves what she's done. And in competition, she has never jumped 5 meters before, 4:98, her lifetime best in 2019. And she couldn't have hit that board any better, really. That is one of the best leaps of her life. Thumbs up, but is she moving on up? 4 meters 93, 5 centimeters short of her lifetime best, but into that headwind, that is brilliant. Bronze medal position still for Breen. It's the men's 400 meters T12 final, medium visual impairment out of the visual impairment categories. European champion going in this, plus the defending world champion. All the action on the inside lanes. Madi Afri, the defending world champion for Morocco, Oghuz Akbulut, the European champion for Turkey. From the outside for Morocco, 5th in the long jump here. In the past 48 hours, he was 4th in London 2 years ago. Nabil Rahali Amari. won his semi-final. In lane 5, first major championship for his compatriot from Raja AC in Casablanca, Abdeslam Hilli. The world champion from Morocco goes in 3. Also based in Casablanca, but with Club Athletic Casablanca. Defending champion in the 2 and the 4, Madi Afri. And in lane 1 for Turkey, the European champion, claimed in Berlin last year. Bronze on the 400 meters in London for the World Championships, and bronze on the 800 in London 2012 for Oguz Akbulut. Afri, who won this title as part of a sprint double in the Olympic Stadium in London. He's the championship record holder with that 48.60. Came so close to the world record there. Turkey, Morocco, Morocco, the 4 representatives in this, but they will reset. Things were not quite perfect. It's a faulty start. It'll be a green card for everybody. And the tension can increase a little bit more. There's no problem around the start area. Just going around the track to make sure that it's fully clear, and approaching the original start time, it was not. Akbulut, the European champion. Afri, the world champion. Or can Hilli or Rahali Amari on the outside spring a surprise? 3 for Morocco, 1 for Turkey. The potential of a Moroccan clean sweep is there. The European champion has his own incentive. Akbulut in 1, Afri 3, Hilli 5, Rahali Amari 7. The men's 400 meters final. T12. Away first time. What a solid start on the outside by Rahali Amari, who's already come 5th in the long jump here. Pretty much they all have done. Hilli's going well in 5 also. Knows he has to get off into a great start because the 2 in the inside lanes are the past masters in this. And Hilli making ground to Rahali Amari on the outside. When they straighten up, it's going to be very interesting. Could be very tight between Akbulut, Afri and Hilli. Hilli darting out at the moment and looking very good. But here comes the closing straight of truth. And Hilli leads in his first major championship. The world champion, Afri's fighting back. Morocco against Morocco. Casablanca against Casablanca. Hilli's holding on and he's got there. Hilli's done it. And the world champion Afri is dethroned by Abdeslam Hilli. It's a new world record as well, 47.81. How about that for a tailwind? How about that for a victory? Abdeslam Hilli, in his first major championship, is the new world champion with a new world record. Madi Afri smashed his own world record as well, but it wasn't enough. Akbulut got the bronze for Turkey, denying the clean sweep. Morocco, gold and silver. 47.87 for Afri. It's a new lifetime best, and no more than that. it's not even a national record, because a man from the same city as him, Abdesalam Hilli, perhaps inspired by what Afri has done in recent championships, has emerged. He blew out of the blocks there. All well and good having it for the first 40. You need it for the final 40 of the 400 too. Got past Akbulut and Rahali Amari. Afri fighting back, but Hilli just had enough on the line. Afri with the fastest run of his life. He beat his own world record by 3/4 of a second, but today there was a teammate faster than him. Abdesalam Hilli. Afri threw everything at it, including his body over the line. But Hilli had too much. That is one of the finishes of the week. Great news for Moroccan sprinting with Tokyo around the corner. Afri really went for it. But Abdesalam Hilli absolutely thrilled his compatriots, every single one, probably by the man who finished second. He'll be happy for him later. What a win, what a climax. Abdesalam Hilli is the new world champion, a world record, 47.79. Afri the silver for Morocco, 47.87. Akbulut the bronze for Turkey. What a race. Michael Roger, who successfully appealed and got his silver medal back the other night in the 1500. After being disqualified for a couple of hours, most people were in their beds in Dubai when the appeal successfully came through. Great result for him. And greetings, by the way, if watching an old colleague of his, Brad Scott, who's a footballer these days instead of a medal-winning athlete, but gave Australia and us many days of entertainment. And Michael McKillop, the odd decent race. He's on later this week.
And no, I'm not Brad Scott's twin brother. If you are listening, Brad, watching. Although it's time to return to some track finals. Plenty of finals here this evening. We've got 20 medals in total in finals. We've seen the 400s. We are now preparing for the 200 meters men's T35 final. Coordination impairment category. This is the worst of the coordination impairment. This we sometimes see athletes struggle towards the line when they lose coordination. And this race does involve Dmitry Safronov, who is the world record and championship record holder, set at the same time in Lyon back in 2013.
All 9 lanes in operation for this final.
9 runners in total. Jacob Phillips, the man who beat cancer back in 2015. His hero is Stephen Adams, who's the half-brother of Lisa Adams, who won shot put gold earlier this morning. We'll go from the inside lane.
In lane number 9, ranked number 5 in the world, representing the
That man
USA.
there. Zachary Marshall.
Marshall Zachary.
Fourth in 2017, took up Paris Sport at high score back in 2008, did Zachary. Fabio Bourdignon will go from lane 8, silver in Rio in 2016 in both the 100 and the 200 metres. There is Safronov, gold medalist in both 2013, 2015 in both the 100 and the 200. He runs across both. He wins gold medals across both European Championships, World Championships, Paralympic Championships. Hernan Barreto, bronze in Rio in 2016 in both the 100 and 200, silver in the 200 back in London 2 years ago. Sviatov, he won Paralympic gold in 2016, so this is a high-class race. The second of the Russians, Artem Kalashian, silver in both the 1 and the 2 back in 2015, so he knows what it's like to be on the podium as well. Idris Al-Zidi, the 19-year-old, his first major championship. Just think of the pressure he's under, having set his lifetime best this year, 28.46. His first major championships, and Bao Chi-yu, who's had a taste of high-quality athletics at the Asian Para Games last year when he won silver. And that man there, Jacob Phillips, can he capitalise on what's been a very good day indeed for New Zealand? So look out for Safronov in lane 7, also Sviatov of Ukraine, who'll go in lane 5, and sandwiched in between will be Hernan Barreto. But that's the man you suspect they will be chasing. Been a long 3 years out of competition for the Russians. This man will hope to explode them back into gold medal action in the 200 metres T35. Well, there's been a false start. Now, this may be a red card because it doesn't look like there's been a malfunction with the gun. Let's just have a look. And it is in lane 3. It's the Iraqi Idris Al-Zadi, the 19-year-old, his first major championship. And he's been given the red card, so he's out. Tears on the side of the track for him. What a way to come into your first major championship and end that way, being disqualified for a false start. So we're down 1 already. Such a sad thing to see. So much effort has gone into this. 19 years of age. All the effort in the world, up against some phenomenal athletes. Get a bit jittery. Coordination impairment category. Disqualification, and out he goes. Well, they say disappointment builds character. He's going to have some time to digest what's happened as he sits down on the edge of the track and watches what's going on. There's the big triumvirate, Safronov, Sviatov and Barreto. As Al-Zadi looks on. We just have to wait until the prayers are finished before we move on with the competition. If you're wondering why we're waiting. Unfortunately for Idris Al-Zadi, it means he sits there even longer and has to wait until the athletes can move ahead with the action. Mosques around Dubai, prayer time. Nice to see Barreto going over and consoling the Iraqi athlete just 19 years of age. Such disappointment, such hopes, such aspirations in this race. And sadly for him, it's ended in disqualification before he's even got out of the blocks. But as Queen sung, the show must go on. So lane 3 is no longer occupied. Lane 7, Dmitry Safronov. Gold in this in 2013 and 15 European Championship medals as well. But getting away fastest on the outside is Fabio Bourdignon in lane 8, who has got away very quickly indeed. But as we suspected, through the middle, it is the Ukrainian athlete, Ihor Sviatov, who has the lead, but chasing him down, Safronov, but he's not going to get there. Sviatov has gone out extremely quick. Let's just have a look at the time on this. Safronov in second place, 23:03. That is a new world record. He has absolutely smashed it. Has Sviatov. Well, he's gone out extremely quick. Safronov tried to go with him. He couldn't go with him. Kalashian tried to go as well. He took the bronze medal. He'll be happy with that. Safronov with the silver, but it's been all about Ukraine. Ihor Sviatov, gold in the Paralympics in 2016. He is now also the world champion, having collected gold. Men's 200 metres, T35, world champion. He is Ihor Sviatov of Ukraine. Defending also the title he won in London when Safronov wasn't around 2 years ago due to Russia being suspended from international competition. Well, Sviatov, what a run indeed. He rounded that first 100 metres. Just look at him out of the blocks there. He was already up on the inside of Artem Kalashian. He went past, he went around, he got into the home straight. You can see Safronov there thinking, I need to catch up with him. I can't get to him. Kalashian as well in third place. They're nowhere near him. Sviatov is going further and further and further away. It's a case of what the time's going to be. The time is a new world record. Ihor Sviatov smashing the record, which was held for 6 years by the man he beat into second place. Sviatov, all three smashing the world record. A wind speed of plus 1.1. So no issues there whatsoever. As Pareto went down in the background as he went across the line. But all three breaking the world record that's been held for 6 years by the man Safronov in second place. World record of 23:04, 23:93, a new lifetime best for Safronov. Kalashian also a lifetime best, 24.24 for him. Russia in second and third, but Ukraine with the gold medal.
Of South Africa next to throw. He threw an African record of 54.63 in the previous round. He's also
So the top three all inside the old world record of 24.69 set by Safronov when he won the world title in Lyon at the Stade de Rhône in 2013. Igor Sviatov of Ukraine beating the two Russian athletes behind him.
And doesn't it show you about para-athletics? We go from despair when Al-Zaidi was taken away, disqualified, to absolute elation with Ihor Sviatov breaking a world record which has stood for 6 years.
The world records continue to flow. We already saw one in the next event this morning in the heats.
and it will be to the event leader who's added over a metre to his own world record. In round one, it will be Corey Anderson of Australia next.
Another event full of champions. It is the final of the women's 200 meters, T36. This coordination impairment, the second most impaired of the 4 categories.
It's the women's 200 meters T36 final.
Shi Yiting, the reigning world and Paralympic champion, breaking her own world record this morning. 28.54 seconds, the new mark. Elena Ivanova of Russia in lane 9, the triple gold medalist at London 2012, and gold in the 1 and the 2 in the last World Championships in 2015, having done the same thing in 2011 in Christchurch. In lane 8, the reigning European champion over 100 and 200, claimed on home soil in Berlin last year, Nicole Nikolajczyk of TV Puttlingen. Her sister Claudia, the former world 100 meters champion. In lane 7 for New Zealand, from Waikato Bay of Plenty Athletics Club, her first major championship, but she won her semi-final, Danielle Aitchison. On her inside, in lane 6, the reigning world and Paralympic champion, Shi Yiting. In lane 5, the reigning Asian Games champion over 100 and 200, bronze in 1 and 2, London 2017, and the 200 champion of the Worlds in 2013, Junmin Jai. In lane 4 for Argentina, the reigning Pan American champion, twice in a row over 100 and 200 in Toronto and in Lima. And the 100 meters Paralympic champion, Nina Martinez for Argentina. In 3 for Brazil, 4th in the 100 and the 200 in her last Worlds in 2015, the Pan Am silver medalist 100 and 200, Desita Oliveira. And in lane 2 for Australia, in the 100 and 200 in Rio, Tamsin Colley, heading for a best World Championship result. So we've got the European, World, Paralympic, Asian, Pan Am champions, all reigning, all here in the one race. The world record broken this morning by Shi Yiting. Colley in 2, Oliveira 3, Martinez 4, Jun 5, Shi 6, Aitchison 7, Nikolajczyk 8, and Ivanova in 9. The final of the T36 women's 200 meters final. And they are away, and Shi Yiting getting off to a brilliant start, and Aitchison going well also for New Zealand on her outside. Shi Yiting with that new world record. She's in the mood for more, there's no doubt about it. Martinez going brilliantly as well for Argentina. But Shi Yiting leads the way. Martinez and Aitchison are fighting for silver at the moment. Shi Yiting's going to defend her crown. How fast is it going to be? The world record's gone for the second time today. Shi Yiting does it again. Aitchison the silver and Martinez the bronze. 28-21 is a new world record again for Shi Yiting. That time now ratified. 28.54 was a world record this morning. And she's taken her 3rd world gold. Absolutely blinding performance all the way. And there was still a lot left in reserve from that astonishing performance this morning. 28.92, her old championship record. Wang Fang held the old world record, 28.60, broken 6 hours ago, and now it's gone again. Aitchison the silver, Martinez the bronze. And we have had 3 continental records broken by the top 3 as well. But what a start by Shi. Aitchison also getting off to an absolutely brilliant start on her outside in 7, having won her semi-final this morning. Shi Yiting coming through, 28-21 for a new world and Asian record. Aitchison with an Oceania record in silver, and Martinez breaking her own America's record for the bronze for Argentina. It is the 4th world record today. And her second of the day. Aitchison working very hard for that silver for New Zealand. She putting in a huge amount of work herself. Absolutely unchallenged in the end. Aitchison's performance also memorable. Shi Yiting gets the gold, 28-21 with the new world record. Danielle Aitchison, the silver for New Zealand, and a new Oceanic record. And for the bronze, Yanina Martinez for Argentina, and a new America's record. Jun in 4th, Vinova in 5th. Aitchison was actually on her train leaving the stadium this morning on the metro, heading back towards the city with her family and a few members of the New Zealand team, having seen Lisa Adams take the shot put gold and a world record there.
So next on the runway is Anna Trena-Biacic, who's in 7th place for Poland.
Women's long jump, T38 final. So there is Luca Eckler, already a championship record. This is her 4th attempt, 5.30 at present. Well, that is out there as well. One centimetre further, she's broken the championship record again. Luca Eckler, 1 centimetre further out at 5.31.
Brilliant form from Eckler. Her lead is now 21 centimetres. Koncharova's going to need to do something major to overtake.
As is Olivia Breen, in the bronze medal position at the moment. Never gone over 5. She's going to have to go well over 5 if she's to go anywhere near winning this one. Loads of track finals still to come. And what track finals we've had to date this evening. Next up, it's the men's 200 metres T64. The record set by Richard Brown in Doha 4 years ago, both the championship and the world record on that occasion. And there is some real talent going in this one, a mix of individuals and stories as well. Shunsuke Itani of Japan will go for lane 3 on his debut at the Asian Para Games, where he won the 100 metre gold last year. New Zealand interest again, Mitchell Joint in lane 2. Kevin Huftel, who won his heat last night, and that man, Simone Managrasso, 400 silver 2 years ago. He won 4 by 100 silver at the London Championships as well. Bronze in this event at the European Championships in Berlin last year. Now here's an interesting one. Jerome Singleton holds a degree in mathematics and applied physics, and he's actually worked for NASA. So if you've got any mathematical problems worth solving, he's the man. Ronald Hertog knows how to solve a problem or two. He's competed in javelin, long jump, and now 200 metres. He won silver in the long jump at the Rio Paralympics. He bronze in javelin in 2012. And now he's doing great things on the track. David Prince, second in his heat. In 2013, he was a silver medalist in this event. Mikael Saitis, silver in 2017, gold in the 400 in 2017. He and his brother Grigoris appeared on a Greek TV series called Celebrity Travel, where they travelled to Peru. Nice work if you can get it. Kevin Huptel won his heat. He started competitively back in 2017 after taking a break for personal reasons. We'll go from lane 4. Shkunsti Atani, his first World Championship for the man from Japan. And Mitchell Joint, first major championship for him as well. Took up the sport just 2 years ago in 2017 after an accident where he lost his leg. He's a horticulturalist, is the man from New Zealand. Well, I said we had a mix of experience and stories. That was a quick summation of it. Now, the question is, who can turn those stories into reality and a gold medal? Will it be this man? Loads of Japanese interest in these championships. Wide open race, this one. Ronald Hertog will go from 7. Long jump medalist, javelin medalist. Won his heat. Bronze and silver at the World Championships in 2011 and 2013. For Jerome Singleton. Hand goes up from David Prince. So he's obviously not happy with something. Jerome Singleton has put his arm out asking, what are you doing? But Prince, not happy with that there, so he pulls up. The green card is shown. T64 for lower limb with a prosthesis. If you hear us surmise on the classifications in both the track and the field, do feel free to go to the Paralympic.org website and you will find out all the information you need to there in much greater detail. Simone Managrasso, 400 silver 2 years ago. This man made his debut at the Asian Para Games. He won the 100 last year. This bit more tactical over 200 metres. It's all about running that first 100 metres around the bend and getting yourself into a strong position coming into that last 100 metres. Lactic acid starts to build up with around 50 to go. This time they are away with no issues whatsoever, and they all get away very quickly indeed. And on the inside of Ronald Hertog, it is David Prince who has gone around that corner very quickly indeed, but also Saitis of Greece has also rounded it. It's a race in 3 at the moment. It's Hertog, it's Prince, it's Saitis, and Saitis has got out in front. Saitis looks like he's going to hold it, but here comes Hertog. Hertog across the line. I think Hertog's got it. I think Ronald Hertog has got it. 22.22 seconds. Wow, what a story. Ronald Hertog, he's won medals in javelin, he's won medals in long jump, he's now won a gold medal. 22.20 seconds for the Dutchman. What a performance. He came into his own with around 40 metres to go. I thought Saitis had it, but on the line, he got across Saitis and took the gold medal. Mikael Saitis thought he had it, there he is. He was so close to picking up that gold medal that he wanted so badly. Prince comes home in 3rd position in 22.59 from the USA. But it is Dutch delight for Ronald Hertog. Outside the world and championship record, but it doesn't matter. Ronald Hertog picks up a first track gold medal for himself. Well, 4 years ago in Doha, we had Ronald Hertog up for some guest commentary and to have a chat. We knew he had the talent, we knew he had the ambition,
Let's watch it from different.
But he always seems to slightly come up short. But look at this for a finish. He's gone past David Prince and he catches him right on the line. You couldn't time it to perfection any more than that. Ronald Hertog, a splendid performance indeed. Kicks off Mikhail Saitis right on the line. Saitis knew he'd been taken as well. He was trying to hold on, he was trying to lunge, but he couldn't get there. That shows you just how close it is. Saitis knew as he went over, he went across the line, he knew he'd been taken by that man. Ronald Hertog, 30 years of age, took up para-athletics in 2003, first competed at the Dutch Championship in 2005, and now, 14 years after appearing in the Dutch Championship, he picks up a gold medal at a World Championship as Mikhail Saitis comes home with a silver.
And the thing is, we know Hertog is a long jumper very well, and originally a European champion in 2012 in the javelin, which he gave up because his shoulder was in bits really from it. Went to the long jump, turned out to be really good, but now he's 200 meters world champion, which is terrific. I mean, you and me, we've seen him at the Cork City Sports as well when he's been a sprinter.
We've seen him all over the place, but that is the one thing that's missing off his CV. A gold medal, he's got bronze, he's got silver, but now in a time of 22.20 seconds, winning by 3/100ths of a second over Mikhail Saitis, with David Prince coming in third. Ronald Hertog is officially a world champion. Plus 2.2 metres. The wind speed behind them coming down the back straight there. Whatever way you look at it, he's a gold medalist.
It's only the second time he's ever medalled on the track. His other medals have come in the field.
There you see the flags fluttering. There we go. Picked up just in time for us to show us what it's been like. Dutch delight up there in the crowd. Look at them looking on. Fellow athletes. Why wouldn't you be patting your arms and saying, well done, Ronald?
Marianne van Ganswinkel watching as well, who had a bronze earlier today but taken away on a DQ after the event. The men's 400 meters T13 final is up now. Potentially another epic here. European, World, Asian, Pan Am champions in this as well. The reigning European champion, Jakub Nikpon, is on the outside for Poland. The Pan Am champion, Jorge Gonzalez for Mexico. The reigning Asian Games champion, Vahid Al-Najmi. So in lane 9 for Poland, the reigning European champion over 400 meters, a bronze in the 100 in Berlin last year, Jakub Nikpon. In lane 8, the Pan Am champion in Lima a few weeks ago, Jorge Gonzalez for Mexico. In lane 7, the former European and world champion, former Paralympic silver medalist as well. For Russia, Igor Sharov. In lane 6 for Namibia, the 100 and 400 silver medalist in Rio in 2016, and the former 100 meters world champion, Johannes Nambala. In lane 5 for Iran, the reigning Asian Games champion over 200 and 400, Vahid Al-Najmi. In lane 4 for Russia, their national 200 meters champion, the first major championship for Alexander Shirin. In lane 3 for the United States, a relay silver medalist of the Worlds in Lyon in 2013. Based in Towson, Maryland, Markeith Price. And in lane 2 for Uzbekistan, the reigning Asian Games 100 and 200 meters champion, the capital Tashkent, Doniyor Akhmedov. They already have a para-athletics gold here, and they've been doing the same in para-powerlifting past couple of years. The champion Mohammed Amgoon not in this field. World record holder as well, set in London. Alina Jimmy, the Asian champion in 5. Akhmedov 2, Price 3, Shirin 4, Alina Jimmy 5, Nambala 6, Sharov 7, Gonzalez 8, Nickpon in 9. The final of the men's 400 meters, T13. They're away, solid start by Sharov in 7, and by Johannes Nambala of Namibia in lane 6, who's eaten up a little bit already on Sharov in 7, and Nickpon, the European champion, gliding at the moment on the outside in lane 9. Akhmedov's not doing too badly either for Uzbekistan at the moment, and Shirin, in his first major championship, going very well in 4. But Nambala's overtaken Sharov at the moment, and he looks brilliant here as they straighten up. He's clearly well in front of this stage, the Namibian, the 100 meters champion in 2015, the 400 meters champion in Lyon, and 6 years on, Johannes Nambala of Namibia is on the way. Sharov up in a second. Sharov fighting back, but he surely won't get there. Nambala tying up. Nambala takes it. Sharov is second, and it's a Russian 2-3 as Shirin is third. 48.74. The winning time. Alina Jimmy was well in contention for a medal, but fell just before the line. And Nambala is world champion for the 3rd time. The 2nd time over 400 meters. Russia 2, Russia 3, but it is Namibia gold for the man from Windhoek. Namib Lions AC athlete. 48.73 the winning time. There are definitely thoughts, I know, among the Irish camp heading into Rio that he'd be a big challenger for Jason Smith. Nambala took the silver in that and silver in the 4. But he's the golden man here. He started brilliantly. He'd Sharov on his outside, but that stagger was taken up very quickly, and Sharov really did look to be his main challenger coming into this. He'd already overtaken him. Gonzalez, the Pan Am champion, beaten by this stage, as was the European champion Nickpon. Nambala really in a class apart this time around, and a winning margin of just over 1/3 of a second over Sharov in 2nd and Shirin in 3rd. And he knew it was on the way. Sharov had cut the gap a little bit with 30 meters remaining, but there was too much left to do. Nambala, a wonderful champion. A Windhoek winner on a windy 2x9. A great champion. He's the man everyone wants to talk to, and with good reason. Nambala, the champion again. 48.73. Sharov, the silver for Russia. Shirin, the bronze for Russia.
Well, back to the field in the women's long jump T38. We're about to watch the former championship record holder, Margarita Goncharova, with her final attempt, 5.10. She needs to get 5:32. Well, it's up over the 5 metre mark, but you can see from her there, she knows she hasn't gone far enough.
Grade 11th, representing Qatar.
So Goncharova has lost her championship record. She set in Doha 4 years ago when she won gold, and Luca Eckler, who set the world record in Grosseto in Italy back in June. She equaled the championship record and then she broke it herself. So Goncharova, 4.98 with her final one. She picks up a silver medal into a -2 headwind. But here is the gold medalist and world champion, who now holds the world record and the championship record, Luca Eckler of Hungary. Her final attempt, 5:31. Her world record is 5:51, 20 centimetres further than what she has at the moment. The question is, how much has she got left in the tank? Can she get further? She's focused.
He's throwing a European record of 52.60, but at the moment he's off the podium.
European gold last year, that one though. Lost the run-up, concentration gone. She knows she's won the gold medal already. So she adds a world championship gold medal in the T38 long jump, despite having 3 fouls along the way, to a European championship gold she won last year in Berlin. A new championship record, 5 metres, 31 for the lady who was given the Para Athlete of the Year award by the Hungarian Athletics Association last year. Well, she might pick up something a bit more than that this year. Fantastic jumping. Did what she needed to do. As she now looks ahead with a European gold and a world gold, she'll now focus on a Paralympic gold next year. Hugs all round with Goncharova and Olivia Breen, who picks up the bronze medal. British athlete finishing in 3rd position. But the lady who took the sport up as a hobby initially, guess what? The doctor advised her not to do it. Wonder what he thinks now, or she. European champion and world champion, her name is Luca Eckler, don't forget it. 5:31, Goncharova of Russia, 5:10 with a silver, and Olivia Breen, deposed, 4.93 for her, picking up a bronze medal this time out. Great scenes, good crowd in here in Dubai. Happiness all round. There's been joy and despair across the board tonight that we've seen, from athletes disqualified, athletes winning world records, all sorts happening. As Luca Eckler celebrates with the Hungarian fans and the Hungarian flag. They'll be bouncing in Budapest.
And in John Bertelli. It was a great result for her. She's been the Athlete of the Year, and she's world champion as well now.
Corey Anderson of Australia.
Well, that a new championship record for the Hungarian, and a good winning margin for her as well over Goncharova. So now, Reinhard Hamann of South Africa as he tries to climb up in the men's javelin. That's a very solid throw. Corey Anderson, our leader, with a world record in the opening round, 56.28 for Australia. He was in a different category, was Anderson, but Hamann, look at that, up into the silver medal position, and it's a new Africa's record. The top four in the men's javelin, all setting continental records, and Corey Anderson with a new world record. 56.28. Doroshenko a new European record, the silver for Ukraine, and Hamann an African record, the bronze for South Africa. Reinhard Hamann.
Well, men's 400 metres T47. I mentioned earlier in the race that Ronald Hertog won that there was a mixture of all sorts of athletes. This one, I think, is even more eclectic. Long jumpers, 100 metre runners, para swimmers, para skiers. Wonderful array of athletes. Brazil have got 3 taking part. Takeda Ishida, who took up parasport just last year. Lifetime best of 49.89 set this year. Here will go from the furthest lane, which is 9. Inside him, Johansson Nascimento has always excelled more over 100 and 200 metres, where he's medalled consistently. So this is a challenge, the 400 metre race. One of the toughest you can possibly do. Ayub Sadni, 20-year-old, whose hero is Wayne Van Niekerk, a 200 and 400 metres world record holder in the Olympic. De Moraes, his first major championship, he's competed in para-swimming and para-skiing. There's something for your CV. Pradana of Indonesia, 23-year-old, silver in both the 1 and the 400 metres at the 2018 Asian Para Games. And inside of him, Thomas Normandu, who's a bit further in, but before him it's Patricio Ferreira dos Santos. Silver in Rio, gold over 100 metres in Rio. 2017 he was gold over 200. Thomas Normandu of Canada, his first major championship after competing in the Parapan American Games this year. So a step up in class. Wang Hao of China. Silver in the long jump at the Paralympics. Gold in the long jump at the last World Championships in London.
Hey!
Came home second in his heat in this event at these championships. So, take your pick. Medalists over shorter distance. Runners who have competed in other sports, and this is what para-athletic and para-sport is all about. The inclusiveness of it and differences all coming together in one particular race. On this occasion, the men's 400 metres T47. So they get away reasonably fast indeed, and it's, as you were to start with, Wang has worked himself through very quickly from lane 2 on the inside. He's working his way down past Patricio Ferreira dos Santos of Brazil, and also way out on the far side. It's the Marrakesh athlete Ayub Sadni, who's round to the 200 metre mark and looking in a very strong position. They are quite bunched up at the moment as they come into the final 100 metres, and it is Ayub Sadni who's looking strong on the outside, but he's being challenged by the Brazilians on the inside. Patricio Ferreira dos Santos has taken the lead. And on the outside further out is Demarace. What's the time going to be? 47.87. That is a new championship record, just outside the world record. That is a very fast time by Patricio Ferreira dos Santos. He's added to the silver he picked up at his home Olympics, a championship record there. Gold in the 100 metres at the Paralympics in Rio, silver in this event. 200 gold 2 years ago in London. He's now picked up 400 metres gold to add to his collection. Well, they were bunched together coming around the final 150 metres. Sadly, that man there was in the lead as they moved into the final 100, but it was the two Brazilians, 3 of them in the race. Patricio Ferreira dos Santos and Thomas Ryan Demarace, who picked up the silver behind his compatriot. Well, they got away. Wang on the inside got away extremely quickly for China. But they bunched as they came into the final 150 metres. You're going to throw a blanket over them. At one point, Wang fell away. Ferreira dos Santos didn't fall away, and he picks up a championship record, beating home his compatriot Demarace, with Morocco and Ayab Sadni picking up a bronze medal. Well, the man who was noticed for playing futsal for his school team, he then signed to compete at a school event and won. Never trained, borrowed some shoes. The rest, as they say, is history.
Mãe, no destino, ganha no mundo.
Great hat to go with a great performance. The type of hat Will Downing will be seen in. Perhaps I might get him one later. No. He'd like to look like he's going on safari with Will. Anyway, there it is. Championship record, Patricio Ferreira dos Santos, T47, 400 metres, gold medalist and world champion, beating her Demarace, also of Brazil, Ayab Sadni of Morocco, a new African record, 48.96 for him, with Brazil just missing out on the trio.
Spectacular action continuing. We've now had 6 world records today. 4 in the evening session. Worth pointing out from that men's javelin as well, by the way, Luis Lukumi with an America's record. The final of the men's 400 metres, T34, and Wally Katila aiming for yet another world title. He already has 12 to his name, and he's won this crown at the last 3 World Championships. Henry Manny, the European champion, Isaac Towers, the former European champion. And the Asian Games champion over 100 metres for Thailand. What a great wheelchair nation they are, Chaiwat Ratana. In lane 8 for China, first major championship for the 16-year-old Beijing Grand Prix winner Wang Yang. In lane 7 for the United Arab Emirates, the reigning Asian Games and Paralympic 800 metres champion Mohammed Al Hamadi.
Stop the back really fast, okay? Keep your eyes to the back.
In lane 6 for Canada, 4th World Championship for a 4th placer in the 100 metres of the last Worlds in London, Austin Smink. Been watching in Mississauga for him at the Cruiser Sports Club. In lane 5 the 12 times world champion, 3-time Paralympic champion for Tunisia, Walid Khatila. In lane 4 for Finland, the 7-time European champion, Henry Mani. In lane 3 for Great Britain, silvers in the 4 and the 8 in last year's European Championships in Berlin, Ben Rawlings. Coventry, Diver Harriers. In lane 2 for Great Britain, the 2016 800 metres European champion Isaac Towers, and bronze in the 800 in London 2017.
On your mark.
So Towers in 2, Rawlings in 3, Mani in 4, the 9-time European champion, Khatila in 5, the 12-time world champion, Smeek in 6, Al-Hamadi in 7, Wang in 8, Ratana in 9. The final of the men's 400 metres, T34.
Sir?
Away they go, and Khatila heading off in 5 and already looking to overtake Austin Smeek on his outside, and he's done that. Now he's aiming for Al-Hamadi, who's looking to be up around the medals, and he's overtaken him, and he's overtaken Wang in 8, and now he's heading for Ratana in 9. It's Walid Khatila all the way and leading quite substantially early on. So what about Henry Mani here? The European champion back in 4. Nobody can live with Walid Khatila at the moment. Going so strongly in the middle lane in lane 5. A massive lead. Al-Hamadi of the United Arab Emirates trying to keep up. He is well clear in 2nd place at the moment. But Walid Khatila looking brilliant. He broke the championship record in the heats this morning. He's on his way to a good time here. Walid Khatila, gold again, the 13-time world champion. Al-Hamadi gets the silver, and it's Wang with the bronze for China. 15.54, the winning time. The man they can't catch, the man they can't beat. In the last 3 World Championships, he's won all 4 gold medals that he's gone for. And he's on the way to another quadruple here. The United Arab Emirates have a silver, they're first on the track in their home World Championships to Mohammed Al-Hamadi. Wang Yang on the bronze, lifetime best, 52.84. Ratana tried hard, but could only come in 6th place. Henry Mani, the European champion, was in 4th. Towers and Rawlings for Britain were 7th and 8th. Smeek in 5th, but what a start by the man 4th from the left in your picture. Walid Khatila, and look at how quickly he overtook Smeek on his immediate outside. He overtook Al-Hamadi, who ended up with the silver medal very quickly also. Remember, there are less events in this division in the Paralympic Games, so can't go for a quadruple there. But he's going for it here. He's done it 3 times already. Going for a quadruple of quadruples. You wouldn't bet against him. His 13th World Championship title. He saved the championship record for the semi-final earlier today. It's a winning performance again. Walid Khatila gets the gold for Tunisia, 50.54. Al-Hamadi, the silver for the United Arab Emirates, 51.11. And Wang Yang, the bronze for China, 52.84. Mani, the European champion, in 4th. There's a bit of sand around as well, isn't there?
In the next shot for 53, Scott 7 of the USA is halfway through the series. He's moved himself into 2nd place with 7:35. The lead is
well, the wheelchair races are always spectacular. They always give us a lot to coo over. Lots to get in focus. And the Brits didn't get the result they were looking for this time. They bottom 2 places. Well, the T34 is giving us a lot of drama. 53s are great to watch. All the wheelchair racing, no matter what the category. But there's something really special about the 54s. The former Hamady Katz among the crowd. Married to another sports person in the past year, and it's heading towards a full moon. I remember the crescent moon we had here for the World Powerlifting Championships in 2014. It was the first time in this part of the world, and obviously the crescent moon looks very different to how it does where I'm from, because it's at the bottom here.
Well, arguably the most exciting category, as Will mentioned a moment or two ago, the women's 800 metres T54 final this time out. Those with a lower limb deficiency. Hannah McFadden, the sister of Tatiana, who's not at these championships, having done the New York Marathon recently. She'll go from lane 3. Compatriot Amanda McGrory, who's been around for a while as well, and a third American, Scaroni, will go from lane 7. Eliza O'Connell, who's already been involved in the 100 metres at these World Championships. There is Amanda McGrory. And going in the outside lane, the lady born in Sri Lanka and adopted by Swiss parents at the age of 3. She's won numerous European Championship medals, has Alexandra Helbling, but has struggled on the world stage. Will that change here this evening? Canada represented by the 48-year-old Diane Roy. Been competing since the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney. She's medalled from 800 metres through to marathons, and Suzanne Scaroni, 6th in both the 2016 and 2017 Paralympic Games and World Championships in this event. Eliza O'Connell, silver in the marathon at the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast last year. Amanda McGrory looking rather perplexed there. Gold in 2006 and 2011, the Worlds in this event. Zhao Lu Hong of China, bronze in London 2012, gold in Doha in 2015. Last year she won the 2018 Asian Para Games. Hannah McFadden yet to medal, believe it or not, in this longer event. And the lady who idolises Hannah McFadden's sister Tatiana, Marie Emmanuel Anais Alfonsi, who's qualified for 5 events in 2017, 2 years ago. She will go from lane 2 from Mauritius. Manuela Shah with the world record set this year. Tatiana McFadden with the championship record. Neither are here at these championships. Focus from the Australian, O'Connell. Nervous energy, waiting for the starter to give the instructions. 2 laps, 800 metres ahead of them.
On your mark.
So away they go, and all getting away smoothly indeed. Getting away quickest of all, though, Susanna Scaroni of the USA, who's really raced out, as has Eliza O'Connell of Australia, being chased on the inside by Zhu Li Hong bronze medalist in this way back 7 years ago in London, and she has got out to a very big lead indeed. She's at least 5 metres out as they cross over in the back straight and take up their positions on the inside of the track. So it's Zhu who leads. It's O'Connell of Australia who is in second place, and the rest really trying to make up ground, and they're just slipstreaming behind the Aussie there as they come around into the final 100 metres of the opening lap. And out in front, Zhou Li Hong is really flying. It's O'Connell in second. Travelling up behind there is Amanda McGrory, and then Scaroni is in fourth place. So already as they take the bell, it's a race between 4 to pick up 3, because the last 4 are way back, at least 30 metres away. Zhou Li Hong, as she comes down with 250 metres to go, she's maintained that lead out in front. It's O'Connell of Australia who's looking to pick up a silver medal, picked up a silver in the marathon at the Commonwealth Games last year, but it looks like the 2 Americans are going to take her on the outside. Already going around there, it looks like Susanna Scaroni, who's moved into the silver medal position, and O'Connell has moved back, but way out in front. It doesn't look like anyone's going to get anywhere near her. Zhu Li Hong of China, she puts the afterburners on, she moves away. It's become a race for silver. Down the outside there for silver, it's going to be Amanda McGrory who takes it from Scaroni, but in front at Zhou Li Hong in a time of 1:48.26, who's picked up the gold medal, leading from start to finish. USA's second and third, but Zhou Li Hong, 1:48.26, the official time. There's confirmation of that. Susanna Scaroni picks up the bronze medal. She came home behind her American compatriot, Amanda McGrory. Well, McGrory had a victory with this one back in 2006. 2011 in the World Championships. He's had to settle for silver because that lady there on screen, Zhou Li Hong, has picked up gold to add to her 2015 effort in Doha. So clearly she likes this part of the world. She likes the warm weather. She likes the wonderful evening skies with a slight breeze. A second World Championship gold in the T54 category for her, over 800 metres. Just watching the red there, she gets away extremely quickly from lane 4, and then when the crossover came, she went out even further. O'Connell tried at best to stick with the 2 Americans who were slipstreaming her, but she was overtaken with 150 metres to go. She couldn't fight back. She had to settle for 4th place. Zhu Li Hong takes the gold. Amanda McGrory with the silver. And Susanna Scaroni on the right of screen picks up the bronze medal. So Zhou Li Hong takes the plaudits, and the photographers' cameras are clicking away feverishly. So no championship or world record this time. Zhou Li Hong though takes the gold ahead of Amanda McGrory, and Susanna Scaroni picks up the bronze.
Another gold medal on the board for China, having a very successful championships as usual. The hot action continues. The men's 800 meters T54. And just like the women's equivalent we've just seen, some of the great names in it, some of the best racing that we see. Tatiana McFadden may not be here, although we hear her voice quite a bit because Harad plays in the stadium quite a lot, and Marcel Hug is here. The greatest male racer around in wheelchair racing right now, defending his title in the men's 800 meters T54 final. The reigning European, World and Paralympic champion Marcel Hug of Switzerland in this. The Asian Games champion Zhang Yong of China. The marathon world champion Daniel Romanchuk of the United States. Yassin Garbi, the reigning 200 and 400 world champion. And the CVs, the resumes, don't end there. Everybody in this race has won a major championship medal. Marcel Hug, the 10 times world champion. And the funny thing is, the last time the world championships were in the Middle East and Doha, he didn't win a title. And he went through a lot of the Paralympic Games in Rio the following year without winning a title. And there are some who might have thought, is he past the peak of his career? Is he done? He's been a great champion, but is it all in the past? And then, of course, he won the 800 on the track, won the marathon, took 3 golds in London, 3 golds in Berlin last year. Doha was a blip and nothing more. In lane 9 then, Zhang Yong of China, the 400 and 800 reigning Asian Games champion. 1:31 his lifetime best this year. Zhang Yong, the Asian Games champion. In lane 8 for Japan, the marathon championship bronze medalist in London earlier this year, Tomoki Suzuki. In lane 7 for Great Britain, the former European 200 meters champion and the 400 bronze medalist in the last World Championships in London, Richard Chiazara. In lane 6, the silver bullet, the reigning 800 and marathon Paralympic champion, the 10-time world champion, Marcel Hug. In lane 5 for Tunisia, the reigning 200 and 400 world champion, Yassin Garbi. In lane 4 for the United States, the reigning world marathon champion, claimed in London earlier this year, Daniel Romanchuk. In lane 3 for France, the European 1500 meters silver medalist last year in Berlin, Julien Casoli. And in lane 2 for Thailand, the Asian Games silver medalist in the 1500 meters, bronze in the 4 and the 8, Potaret Kongrak. Romanchuk in 4, the world record holder, set in Tempe in the United States, June of last year, and a lot of tempo in that at 1:29.66. Liu Chengming with a championship record 4 years ago in Doha. Lane 4 Romanchuk, lane 6 Hug, Garbi in 5. Maybe Zhang on the outside can make something happen. Kongrak in 2, Casoli 3, Romanchuk 4, Garbi, Hug, Chiazara, Suzuki, Zhang. The final of the men's 800 meters, T54. Away they go in the 800 meters final. Hug, the defending champion, the Paralympic champion, up against the Asian champion, the marathon world champion. Instantly recognizable. heading up around the front. But it is the marathon world champion, Romanchuk of the United States, who hits the front. Garbi making good ground as well. Hug up in third place right now. Chiazaro for Britain, tucked in around the middle right now in fourth spot. And a bit of a divide between the top four and the back four, but just slowing down slightly. Never about the times in championship racing, it's about the win. Romanchuk in front, but maybe not for long. Hug makes the move at the bell. Hug on the outside, Romanchuk on the inside. Garbi in third spot, Chiazaro making a move up. And Zhang Yong as well of China coming up on the outside too. Congesting very heavily right now. Romanchuk has shot up in front again with 2:50 to go. Garbi in second place and Hug in third. It's almost a repeat of a lap ago. Chiazaro in fourth and Zhang Yong of China in fifth place, the Asian Games champion. Romanchuk holding his own. But can he keep it going in the closing straight? Hug waiting to make his move. Hug on the outside. Romanchuk still leading. Zhang is coming up as well. Hug makes a bit of a belt, but it is Daniel Romanchuk for the United States. A championship record, 1:32.81. And Daniel Romanchuk takes his first track world title, having won the marathon crown in London back in April. It was Hug with the silver and Zhang Yong of China the bronze. What a win for the 21-year-old. Marcel Hug overthrown, and Zhang gets the bronze. He waited on the outside, very far on the outside. Hug was making a similar move, but what a triumph for Daniel Romanchuk. In Rio, when he was only 18, he made 5 first-round exits. The marathon world title coming earlier this year, not part of the track program. He got away really well, and he got up to the front, and he wanted to prove a point and to defend his ground from there and of who come at him. And that's precisely what happened. On the closing straight, Hug took the lead at the bell, straightened up, but the final acceleration for Hug just wasn't there. Romanchuk defended it well. Zhang had the right idea but went too late. Garbi was up there for a long time, but the Tunisian with the season's best could only take fourth. Hug looking across, and he knew at that stage he was beaten. Daniel Romanchuk of the United States is the world 800 meters champion. We were mentioning Tatiana McFadden before this, the great United States champion who isn't here. The United States is a new champion on the track.
Women's discus, F57 final.
Born in Baltimore,
had 6 complete throws.
in Maryland.
Still got 6 to come from the next athletes. It will be Nassim
It went
Hussain
down to the wire,
Still
and
Julian
Romanchuk
China
took it.
leading. The rest of the results and the distance.
Daniel Romanchuk gets the gold for the United States. A championship record, 1:32.81. Marcel Hug, the silver for Switzerland. Zhang Yong, the bronze for China. Morocco have kept us well entertained. That incredible finish earlier. Maybe another incredible one coming in this.
Women's long jump, T47 final. No world record holder here though. Carly Beattie of Australia is not in this competition. The championship record holder though, Nicole Rodimakina, is. She set that back in 2013 at the championships in Lyon. Carly Beattie suffered a tibial fracture, so her shin during training back in 2017. A brace and crutches for 2 months, had a plate in her left knee for a year, finally removed in April 2018. Complications, but you never know. Tokyo could be on next year still. Here is Alexandra Mugachaya of Russia. It's up over the 5 metre mark. Lifetime best of 5.74 for her. She awaits to find out what she's picked up. Good style for Mugachaya. Still a bit of space there. Took up the sport at the age of 8 in Nizhny Novgorod. Won the 2016 European Championship, did the Russian. And that there is 5.09, negative 1.3. She's in 3rd position. Ezra Genç of Turkey.
Ezra Genç of Turkey. Next to jump in round 1 of the T47 women's long jump final.
In the European Championships last year, she finished in 5th position. 4.36 she jumped that day. Her coach Nureyev Ozdemir discovered that she had a talent for sport, led her towards the long jump, and that is why you see her jumping in the World Championship. Lifetime best of 4.61 she set this year. That though isn't up there. She's in 4th position with her opener 4.44. So time to head back to the track. Men's 400 metres T37. Andrei Verdovin, the world and championship record holder in this one. 1 gold in the 1, the 2, the 4 in 2015. He won the European Championship gold in 2016, but Russia haven't been in international competition since then, so the man who took over, Charles Dutoit, gold medalist in Rio in 2016 and the World Championships in 2017. Okopinski will go from lane 9 though. He'll be outside Charles Dutoit, the silver medalist at the European Championships last year. Okopinski, 20 years of age. There is the man who's won gold at the last Paralympics in Rio and also in London 2 years ago. Happy as always. He was silver in this in 2015. Behind that man there, Andrei Verdovin, who goes from lane 7. 3 gold at those championships, 1, 2 and 4. Mikhail Kotkovsky won bronze 2 years ago in 2017. Last year, he won the European Championship gold. Peter De Jesus, the 2019 Parapan gold in both the 200 and 400, the America's record holder. And inside him, Sherman Kobasov. He's second of the Russians in this. He won this event 6 years ago in Lyon, then didn't finish the final in Doha. Zhao Peng, first World Championship, 20 years of age. And Canada with Liam Stanley, Canadian Para Footballer of the Year in 2013 and 2014. He won silver in London 2 years ago over 1,500 metres. Semi-finals earlier today for this men's 400 metres T37, so well rested. And Verdovin may have liked to have gone from a maybe 5 or 6. He's going from lane 7 though. T37, coordination impairment category. Second least of the impairments in this category, from 35 through to 38 being the least of the coordination impairments. So no movement, but plenty of movement now as they bounce out of the blocks quickly, and Charles du Toit has gone up very quickly on the outside and already gone past Zaroslav Okopinski. He's worked out that if he wants to get away, he's going to have to get away quick indeed, and Verdovin has gone with him. So out in front of the moment, it's the reigning champion, Charles du Toit, up against the man who won it in 2015 in Doha, and the world and championship record holder, Andre Verdovin. And it looks already as though it's going to be pretty much a race in two between them as they come around to round the 150-metre mark, and they are neck and neck, lane by lane, right next to each other as they head down to the final 100. Verdovin is out in front, but really streaking through on the onside. It's Kurbasov who's making an effort. Du Toit is tightening up somewhat. Verdovin out in front. Kurbasov in second. It's going to be a Russian 1-2 with Du Toit picking up the bronze medal. But it's Verdovin with a world record, 50.47 seconds. He has smashed his own world record that he set back in Grosseto in June of 2016. Verdovin has been out of competition with Russia, not in national and international championships, but he's come back. He's won it in a world record time of 50.45. It's been rounded up to, so that is a new world record. It's a Russian 1-2, and it's Charles du Toit, who won gold in London 2 years ago, who this time has to settle for bronze. He tightened up as he came into the last 50 metres. That man on the left, though, didn't. Neither did the man on the right, Kurbasov. He stormed home in the last 60 metres to pick up a silver medal. But it's all about that man there. He adds to his goal in 2015 when he won the 1, the 2 and the 400. He adds to his European Championship gold in 2016 in Grosseto. That was where he set the world record, but he's broken his own world record. Now there's Du Toit on the outside. It looks as though at that point he's going to push Verdovin to the end. He fell away somewhat, coordination impairment category. He luckily held on to bronze in the end because Kurbasov came through and took the silver, but Verdovin on the right of screen going across to pick up that medal there. Kotkowski was pushing hard from Poland to pick up a bronze medal. Du Toit held him off. Kurbasov with the fingers in the air realises he's picked up a silver, but Verdovin is the man on the left of screen who breaks the world record ahead of his Russian compatriot, Sherman Kurbasov. 50.45 seconds for Verdovin, beating his own world record set 3 years ago. Kurbasov a new lifetime best, 50.97 for him, and a season best for Charles du Toit, and 51.53. He takes the bronze medal. Well, can the world records and championship records stop coming? I hope not. Been one of those nights, hasn't it? When one falls, the whole wall falls, and on they go.
That's now 8 today, 6 coming in this evening session. Ukraine have produced one today, produced 2 now. Igor Svetov in the T35. Still quite a lot to come on the track tonight as the finals continue. Women's 400 meters T53, followed by the men in the same division, the men's 400 T52 also. So the women's 400 meters T53 decider. Reigning European champion Hamid Dongandun. She was in the crowd earlier. She's on the track now. The reigning Asian, World and Paralympic champion Xu Hongxuan goes in lane 6. Angie Bala, the former world champion in 3, and the new 100 meters champion in lane 4 for China, Gao Fang. Catherine de Brunner, world silver previously, making a big comeback now. Has become a qualified teacher during a couple of years out, missed the last World Championships in London as a result. On the outside in lane 9 for Canada, 6th in the 200 meters final of the last World Championships in London, based in Regina, Saskatoon. Jessica Vrotten had that massive crash at the Commonwealth Games last year in Gold Coast, which was in the 1500 meters final, and she was injured for about a month, missed the marathon, which she had a great chance. The Paralympic silver in Rio, going to the United States, Chelsea McLaren. She's here in lane 8, the former Pan Am 400 and 800 champion. In lane 7 for Turkey, the reigning European 200 and 400 meters champion, Hamid Dongandun. In lane 6 for China, the reigning Asian Games, World and Paralympic champion, Xu Hongxuan. In lane 5 for Switzerland, the 200 meters silver medalist at the Worlds in Doha in 2015, Catherine de Brunner. In lane 4 for China, the new 100 meters world champion, Gao Fang. In lane 3 for Australia, the 2015 world champion over 200 and 400, Angie Bala. And in lane 2 for Bermuda, the Pan Am 100 and 400 meters champion, Jessica Cooper-Lewis. Bronze in the 100 in 2015 in Doha. She loves it in the Gulf. 4th in the 100 meters final here. New gloves, better results.
On your mark.
Lewis then in 2, Ballard in 3, Gao Fang in 4, de Brunner in 5, Xu in 6, Dongandun in 7, McLammer in 8, Vrotten in 9. The final of the women's 400 meters, T53. Away first time, Gao Fang already with a gold here this week in Dubai, and a great start as well from Dongandun, the European champion, formerly Amadi Kurt of Turkey, in lane 7. Flying right now and going very well. Gao Fang, definitely worth watching in 4. Ballard behind the bit at the moment. De Brunner moving up well for Switzerland also. De Brunner up with Dongandun at the moment. And the 2 Chinese athletes, Gao and Xu, right now being left behind. Approaching 250. What a break by Catherine de Brunner. Silver medalist previously in 2015 in the 200. And she's out in front here. Catherine de Brunner as well, Claire. She's taken a break from athletics, but she's back in great style. De Brunner's going to take it for Switzerland. De Brunner wins it. World champion, Xu in 2nd. And Hamid Dongandun with the bronze. 56.75, the winning time. And Catherine de Brunner is a world champion for the first time for Switzerland. That's been ratified now, 56.74. She took a break from the sport for 2 years, missing the last World Championships, the last Europeans, to become a qualified teacher. And she's good at that too. Zhu Hongxuan with the silver for China. And Hamide Dogandon takes the bronze for Turkey. A great result for her, having been a silver medalist in 2015 and a bronze in the two in 2017. Catherine de Brunner, based in Goyense. She's with Racing Club Central Schweiz. Great start by her, brilliant start. And the two Chinese athletes, Gao Fang and Zhou Hongxuan, had started well also. But how brilliantly de Brunner had gone in lane 5. And it's worth remembering that we are watching the best in the world, but in some countries they don't get the best funding, the best wages in the world. De Brunner's got a day job, but the night job's not bad either. She is world champion for the first time for Switzerland. Catherine de Brunner, Zhou second, Dogandon third. She's never competed at a European Championships. She was 7th in the 400 meters in Rio. After that, she took a break, and what a break. What a champion. They know how to breed them there in Switzerland.
You can see on the scoreboard that we've almost concluded the F53.
Welcome back, Catherine de Brunner. You're the world champion. 56.74 seconds to take the women's 400 meters. Zhou the silver, and Hamide Dogandon gets the bronze.
So time to head back to the field. Long jump and shot put taking place. The shot put F20 final is where we're going to head though. World record and championship record held by Mohammed Ziad Zulkifli. This man here, currently in first position, 15.67 his best. Those records in the World and Championship record coming from London 2 years ago. Intellectual impairment category. The Malaysian holds all the records and the medals. He's improved at 16.81 meters with his second attempt. So there's the present standings. Zulkifli leads Koval of Ukraine with Nikolaidis of Greece in third position. Men's 400 meters T53 back on the track. Brent Lakatos, the world and championship record holder in this one. He's aiming for the marathon in Tokyo next year, but he's the reigning champion, world champion of the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 800 meters, and he's already won the 100 meter gold last night. Brian Seaman, he was also in that 100 meters final last evening. 5th in the 400 final at the Paralympics in 2016 in Rio. The man who won gold at the 2018 Asian Para Games, Yang Xiaoqi, will go from lane 8. Inside him, from South Korea, there's Yu Byung-hung, the 47-year-old who was 4th in 2017, just missing out on a bronze medal. Can he go one better this time? Pierre Fairbank of France. His senior debut came back in 1998. He was bronze just ahead of you in London, and silver way back in 2000. Pongsakorn Phayot, he was first in his heat. Won the gold at the Paralympics in the 4 and the 800 metres. He'll be one to look out for, no doubt. This man, Brent Lakatos. Gold last night already, looking for a double. Silver in this event in 2016 in Rio. Nicolas Brignon, the second of the Frenchmen. European Championship silver back in 2014. Also last year in Berlin for the 30-year-old. And the man Pichot Krunga, who's been competing internationally since 2004, won silver in this at the Asian Para Games last year. We'll go from lane 2. So we're all set for what promises to be an absolute belter. That man there, Brent Lakatos, championship record holder, world record holder. Can he make it back-to-back championships in the 400? He's done it in the 100. '12th in the Marathon World Championship this year. What he's looking at next year in Tokyo. But at the moment, he's going in the 400 metres T53 final, and they get away with no problems whatsoever. And as you would expect, not much movement to start with, but now it will start down the back straight. And Pierre Fairbank is looking well placed as well as they head round. And also Pongsakorn Phayot in lane 5 has got out to the lead as they come round with 200 metres or so to go. So Phayot in the blue shirt, number 5 on the helmet there, has taken the lead, and he's got Lakatos in lane 4 on the inside. So it's Pongsakorn Phayot who leads out Brent Lakatos, and Pongsakorn Phayot, it looks as though he's going to hold off Lakatos. He does that. Lakatos comes home in second position, and out in third position, it looks like Yang of China, who's picked up the bronze, 48.09. So no world or championship record in this one, 48.08. It's been rounded down to for the man from Thailand, Pongsakorn Phayot. Lakatos in 48.33 picks up the silver medal, and it was tight for the bronze medal out wide. Confirmation of 48.08 for Phayot, and Lakatos in 48.33 with the silver medal, and it's Yang who picks up the bronze medal, 49.52. Well, Lakatos, he was going for the possible quadruple again. He's going to have to be sufficed with silver in the 400 metres after taking gold in the 100, because that man, Pongsakorn Phayot, who won his heat in simple fashion, has done something similar here. They got away with no issues, and when it got to around 250 metres remaining, Pongsakorn Phayot made his move. And then it was a race in two between him and Lakatos coming up on the inside in the red helmet with the white number on it. But Pongsakorn Phayot held on, won by more than a length or so over Brent Lakatos. Wonderful work from Pongsakorn Phayot. 22 years of age, so he's got plenty ahead of him. And he took up wheelchair racing in 2014. Numerous medals across Asian Para Games, World Championships and Paralympic Games. This is first gold in the World Championships though. Pongsakorn Phayot, season best, 48.08 for him. Brent Lakatos with silver, 48.33. And Yang Shu-Kao, 49.52, picks up the bronze medal for China.
Back to the women's long jump team, 47, low elbow or wrist, amputee category. And we're into round 3 now. Our leader, Rodriguez Chiara of Ecuador, 5:52. Anna Grimaldi, the Paralympic champion for New Zealand, in second place, 5:44. And Nicole Rodomakina of Russia, past master in this, in the bronze medal position. Angelina Lanza of France, though, the reigning European champion from Berlin last year, in 4th spot, 5:27 in the opening round, 5 centimeters off a medal, and this her 3rd round attempt. 5:03 in round 2. The wind has died down quite a bit, by the way. You probably haven't heard us mention it for the last 90 minutes. It's been reflected in the wind speeds, which were very heavy headwinds at the start of the competition, but have died down a little bit since. And obviously we saw some remarkable stuff earlier on in terms of that. So Lanza, 5:27. Golds in the 2, the 4 and the long jump in Berlin at the Europeans last year. She's floated out well beyond 5 meters. Silver in the universal relay for men and women, all categories together. Bronze on the long jump in the Worlds in London last year, based in Lyon, where the World Championships were in 2013. That's where the sun's coming from. Explains everything. Lanza started this competition very well. That is beyond 5 meters. Just the tail end of that jump went a bit askew. 5:08. And she stays in 4th position. The men's 400 meters, T52 final. And again, one of the great champions going in this, Raymond Martin, who won 5 world titles in Lyon in 2013. Since then, he's gone for less medals, but he is a 9-time world champion and did the triple at the Pan Am Games in Toronto in 2015. Paralympic champion in the 100 meters in this also. Starting off in lane 9 for Japan, Hirokazu Eonabaru, the 2011 1500 meters world champion. He's a 9 for Japan. In 8th, the reigning Paralympic 100 meters champion and Pan Am 100 meters champion, Gianfranco Ionota. In lane 7 for Japan, the reigning Asian Games and world champion, Tomoki Sato. In lane 6 for the United States, the 20-year-old who's finished 5th and 6th in World Championship finals, Zaya Riga. In lane 5 for Japan, the former world 400 and 800 meters champion and the former Paralympic champion as well over those distances, Tomoyo Ito. In lane 4 for the United States, the 9-time world champion, the reigning Paralympic champion, Raymond Martin. In lane 3 for Korea, the Asian Games silver medalist over 200 meters, bronze in the 100 last year in Jakarta, Jeong Jong-dae. And in lane 2 for Thailand, the former world champion, 2006 in Assen in the Netherlands, Peth Rungsri. Asian Games champion over 100 meters in 2014 in Incheon. Tomoki Sato with the championship record set in winning this title in London 2 years ago. Rungsri in 2, Jeong in 3, Martin 4, Ito 5, Rigo 6, Sato 7, Ionota 8, Eonabaru 9. The final of the men's 400 meters, T52. And they're away. Martin starting solidly in 4, and Isaiah Rigo is American teammate in 6, who's already caught up with Sato in 7, the reigning world champion. The T52s has a bit less drive at the start. They're the second most restricted of the wheelchair races. Takes a while for them to get into their stride, into their rhythm, but Ito beginning to do that now for Japan, the former world and Paralympic champion. Martin trying to push up as well in lane 4. Rungsri behind a little bit at the moment in 2, and Jung in 3. But now they straighten up. Ito looking good, Sato looking good. There is a prospect of a clean sweep for Japan and also for the United States. It's Ito who leads for Japan, but here comes Sato now, the reigning world champion, and Sato hits the front. He's defending his title brilliantly. Ito in 2nd place, Martin in 3rd, 59.26. He's retained his crown for Japan. Tomoki Sato on the brink of Tokyo 2020. Ito in 2nd place, and it's a Japan 1-2. Raymond Martin in 3rd. Japanese television alongside us delighted, and with good reason. It's the result that they all came to see. 59.25. Ito, a minute 0.06. And it was when he came into the closing straight that Sato managed to push through, and he turned Ito over. And Raymond Martin, with all those successes, the reigning Paralympic 400 champion, just pushed out by the 2 Japanese today. Tomoki Sato, 30 years old, the Asian Games champion on the double over 400 and 800 last year, based in Okayama, with the World Athletic Club and coached by Hitoshi Matsunaga. Rigo got off to an excellent start actually in lane 6. There he comes, catching up with the eventual winner Sato, but he had a lot going later on. Ito in 5, led for a bit, Sato moving up alongside him, and it was a 2-horse Japanese race from there. Martin still had a bit of work to do, was pushing up in 3rd, but then found too much to do. Sato comes up to take the world title for the 3rd time in a row in the 400 meters. Martin had been the champion in this prior to that in Lyon in 2013. Sato winning in 59.25. Ito just about 3/4 of a second behind, pushing Martin back into 3rd. An inspirational result, reversing what had happened in Rio when Raymond Martin finished ahead of him. There's a whole army of television crew from Japan here, and they've got their man, but nobody else could catch Sato, certainly not those on the track. Tomoki Sato wins, 59.25. Tomoyo Ito in 2nd for Japan, Raymond Martin in 3rd for the United States, whose teammate Yonota was disqualified. For those watching in Ireland, by the way, we get quite a few viewers there. Orla Barry, 5th in the discus. She's been European champion, world medalist too, but 5th will be the best for her. Here's the shot.
Men's F20. Nicolaitis, who's currently in 3rd position. This is 4th attempt. 16 is best to date. World and Championship record holder from Malaysia, Muhammad Zayed Zulkifli, is well out in front as we await Nicolaitis with his 4th attempt, currently in 4th position. Well, that's not bad either. That is not bad at all. 16 dead, his best so far. He's 34-year-old. Made his senior debut 10 years ago in 16.06, so he does improve, but he stays in 4th position. Maxim Koval, 16.46, a new European record for him in 2nd position. For the man from Ukraine.
European record already for Koval with that 16.46. Three of the top 4 of lifetime bests, 5 of the top 7, including the other Ukraine thrower in this, Alexander Yarovin.
So the man who won the European Championship gold last year, he's trying to chase down the Malaysian Zayed Zulkifli. 16.46 was his best so far. Well, that's improved. 16.59, so he's improved his own European record. He's still got a little bit of work to do, though, to catch the man in front who threw 16.81 with his 2nd. Here he is now. The man from Malaysia, reigning champion in the F20 category. 16.81, his 4th attempt coming up now. We're down to just 8. And he's put plenty into that one. Currently leads by 22 centimetres ahead of Koval. I think he realises he might need something a bit more special. Plenty went into it. Body language usually tells the story. And there you go, 16.08. He stays first though with 2 throws remaining. Jordi Patricio Congo Viliaba.
On your mark.
In 8th position, just made the cutoff. 14.97 with his 2nd throw. So if he's to get up into the medals, he needs to throw around an extra 1 metre and 20 odd centimetres. Didn't happen there though. 14.69, so he remains 14.97, his best throw, and in 8th position. Ecuador up again. 2 of them into the last 8. Stalin David Mosquera. His 4th throw was 15.61, a season best for the Ecuadorian. And that one's out there. "22 years of age. His coach saw him carrying bags full of lemons and believed that his strength meant he would be suited to shot put. Novel way of getting into the sport. Didn't look too happy, and he fouled. So he has 2 now. Wonder where that name came from. Well, here's a man who's certainly fired up for the occasion. Alexander Yerofyi. Lifetime best earlier, and he's put plenty into that. Silent stadium, loud roar. In 7th position at present, 15:02 with his 3rd attempt. Went backwards in his 4th. Bit of anger there in his 5th. And the anger's worked. 15:35, he's improved his lifetime best.
Next to come then for Sweden, Jeffrey Eger. Season's best, 15:43. Wind has really thrown up again here suddenly. F20, this intellectual category. Eger, the world champion in 2011 in Christchurch and the European champion in Swansea in 2014. 15:43 is best. That's well beyond the last marker, but that's only 12 meters. Been a Paralympic silver medalist in London 2012. He'd always wanted to compete in the Paralympics. You might remember through the noughties there was no T20 category. That was down to the Sydney 2000 basketball. But then it came back 10 years later. Oh, that's another foul. 15:43 remains his best and he stays in 6th spot. Senekidis for Greece, lifetime best 16:18. Has seen him jump above his compatriot Nikolaidis up into the bronze medal position, and there's only 12 centimeters between the two. Lifetime best for both. 16:18 in round 4, this round 5. That's a good throw. It's a white flag. Has he done something major here? Senekidis is 41 centimeters behind Koval's European record, which is in the silver medal spot. Senekidis in bronze. Put a huge amount into that. It looks really good. But 15:72. He stays in bronze. Back to the women's long jump, T47. It's hotting up.
And we're down.
Halfway stage. Chiara Vekudor leads. 5:52. Grimaldi, New Zealand in 2nd spot, 5:44. Rhoda McKenna, Russia 3rd, 5:32. And it's windy.
And the wind is going directly into Watt's face. Really picked up again. Amy Watt, her 4th attempt, currently in 8th position, 4:69 her best. If she looks young, she is 21. Born in California, but Canadian through and through. So she's got improvement. The lady who competed for the United States at the last Paralympics. Took a break, focused on her education. Decided she'd make the switch to Canada, having dual citizenship. Hence, if you've seen her compete in the past for the USA and you're wondering why she's competing for Canada now, there's your answer.
Still in 2nd place, 16.
Took 3 years off, came back to competition. At the moment, she's 8th at the World Championships. Her opening jump, still her best.
Stella Smaragdi of Greece, who impressed so much last year in Berlin at the European Championships. But she's down in 7th right now. 5:01 is her best. And that is a white flag. And she likes it. She's 30 centimeters off the medals. And Stella might have done something. Stella. Silver in the long jump last year in Berlin. Having done that previously in Swansea in 2014. She's never medalled on the international stage, global stage, and she has improved by a centimetre, 5:02. She stays 7th. Does Stella? Alexandra Mogachaya of Russia.
Mogachaya currently in 6th position. 5:14, her best so far. Needs to pull something out of the bag. So that's up over the 5-metre mark. The coach looks a bit flustered. Maybe thought she fell away a bit towards the end.
In lane 5, the world rank #1, the world record for the People's Republic of China. Liu Kuikwei. In lane 3,
4th in Doha 4 years ago. Obviously didn't compete in London 2 years ago in 2017. Needs a bit more distance there, getting up onto the board. European champion in 2016. But in the long jump, has never medalled at a World Championship event or at the Paralympics. So gone backwards slightly, only 5 on the dot, so stays in 6th position, does Alexandra Mogachaya.
Back in 06 in Assen when she won 3 track medals. Talea Williams going next, 5:25 her best. She is only 7 centimeters off a medal for the United States. Lanza and Rhoda McKenna ahead of her. That's beyond 5 meters. It's a white flag, it's a fair jump. It's a good chance. And Williams obviously, evidently felt there might have been better there for her. She got beyond 5 meters, 5:25 her best. Used enough of the board. The reigning world champion. 5:27 she jumped to winning gold in London. That is 5:23. But she needs another 30 centimeters or thereabouts to be champion again.
Angelina Lanza, 4th position, 5:27. 5:32 is what she's looking at. She needs to go 5:33. Rhoda McKenna has that at the present time.
The reigning triple European champion. 200, 400 and this. She's had 3 coaches in recent times. Quite a step up from the 3 bronzes that she won in Grosseto in 2016. Bronze in the last World Championships in London. 4th right now. 5 centimeters off a medal. Seemed to hit the board quite well beyond 5 meters. but it's around the same mark as Williams last time out. It's white flag as well.
The big lads have been prowling around the high jump and awaiting these final throws. We come down to the last throw. In fourth place, and just 43 centimetres away from the podium.
Used the board really well, the lady from Lyon. Good hang time, 5:27 in the opening round, but everything since then in the 5.0s, that 5.05. Lanza stays in fourth, 5 centimetres off the medals. Jeffrey Eager in the shot put, F20, ready to go again as the competition is set to wrap up.
So Eager of Sweden. Looks eager as well. That was always coming. Last attempt for the man from Stockholm. Silver medalist in London in 2012. World champion in this event back in 2011 in Christchurch. European champion in Swansea in 2014. He knows it's not quite good enough though. He'll have to accept 7th on this occasion. Now Senekidis, last time out, we thought he'd thrown a little bit further than he had. 15.72 with his 5th. His best was his 4th, which was 16.18 for the Greek. One more chance. One more opportunity for the 26-year-old. European champion in 2016. Twice a silver medalist in world events, the Paralympic Games in 2016 and also in Doha in 2015. But can, first of all, he get himself in to the medals here? He's going to have to find an extra 50 centimetres or so. And that is not a bad effort indeed. Although we thought that in the last one. $16.61 is what his Greek compatriot Nikolaidis currently has in the bronze medal position. There are lifetime bests everywhere. There are season bests out there as well. But 15.31, so he is going to miss out on a medal. So the medals are set in stone. The question is now, with the pressure off on Nikolaidis, can he push himself up further than bronze? Second in 2011, his best result at a World Championship. In 2012 and 2016 in the Paralympics, he finished in 4th on both occasions. He's guaranteed a bronze already. That looked pretty good indeed. Well, he needs an improvement of 28 centimetres if he's to go past Ukraine's Maxim Koval. Loads of effort, loads of impact. and power. But not the result he was looking for. 16:32, he takes the bronze medal, does Nikolaitis of Greece. So Maxim Koval of Ukraine as always, Ukraine well represented at these championships. 22 years of age. European champion in 2018. Has set a new European record with his last effort of 16:88. That is big! That is huge! Well, 17:03 is what Zayed Zulkifli has of Malaysia, the current championship and world record holder who has one left himself. Maxim Koval. What has he done with his last effort? Well, he's gone into first position with a throw of 17.11 metres and has broken his own European record again. Now the pressure comes on. Well, Zulkifli is used to winning. He's certainly not used to silver medals. The European champion, Maxim Koval, in a couple of minutes' time, could well add the World Championship to his kit bag. This man here has never surely felt pressure like this. Final attempt. $17.03 so far. Well, that's out there as well. But I don't think that is going to get enough. He tasted third in 2012 in London. He tasted third in 2015. The rest have all been gold, including the last World Championships in London. Asian Para Games, 2014, 2018, gold. Here, he's going to have to settle for silver. Mohammad Zayed Zulkifli has been outgunned by Maxim Koval with his last throw altogether to take the gold and a new European record of 17.11 metres in his sixth attempt. Zulkifli picks up silver. Nikolaitis, with a lifetime best for him, takes home a bronze. Lifetime best, season bests, all over the place in the men's shot put F20. But it's Koval of Ukraine who picks up the gold medal. Pressure? What pressure?
It's mounting up as well. In the women's long jump T47, it is the penultimate round. It's as you were, the Pan Am champion, Rodriguez Chiara of Ecuador, in her first global championship leads 5:52. The Paralympic champion Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand in second spot on 5:44, and Nicole Rodda-McKenna, the former European World and Paralympic champion, third, 5:32. The reigning European champion, Angelina Lanza, fourth for France, and the reigning world champion, Talea Williams, fifth for the United States. Not anymore. Alexandra Mogachaya has just literally gone to 5:45. Up into the silver medal position. That's changed a lot. Mogachaya was way down. She was 6th, goes to the silver medal position. Williams, the world champion, now in 6th. So Williams under pressure, 5:25. Now 20 centimeters off the medals. Oh, and that's torn it. Williams, 5:59, a lifetime best. Set this year. Williams down the way. Here goes Mogachaya then. Her penultimate attempt, way down the field in 6th. A major jump by Mogachaya. 5:14, her previous best. The former European champion in Grosseto in 2016. But that makes her a live candidate. Silver in 06 in the World Championships, bronze in 2015. Mogachaya has pulled something major out here. A long look at the plasticine, but she's okay. 5:45. Mogachaya goes up to silver. Lanza wasn't wasting any time to get into the sand herself. 5:27 in the opening round for France, the reigning European champion. Run up as smooth as she can be, use the board well. Now, that's beyond 5 meters. 5:27 has her in 5th. She's 17 centimeters off the medals. Used the board well. Got the requisite flight. Obviously, they're restricted with the arm movement, and in some cases, no arm. No chance to drag through the air. 5:19, Lanza stays 5th. So because of Mogachaya's dramatic leap into silver, Nicole Rodda-McKenna falls from bronze to 4th. 5:32 in the opening round for the former European world and Paralympic champion. Champion in London 2012, and in Worlds in Christchurch and Lyon 2011 and 2013. European gold in Swansea. And she took the 100 meters, good measure as well. That's very close on the plasticine. It's being studied. It's a fair jump, it's a white flag. She's given that a lot. 5:32 has her 12 centimeters outside the medals. But Mogachaya's thumping effort in this 5th round has shaken things up massively. Some big names, some major champions are going to miss out, and she couldn't have come any closer. That's why they were studying it. A lot of the time, the front tip goes into the plasticine there, and it's a red flag. But they were looking, they were studying.
Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand is in 3rd place. She's on the runway there.
Rodda-McKenna, 5:29. 3 centimeters off her best of the night. No more track action, it's all the field, it's all the long jump for us at the moment in this penultimate round.
Там прям как попался в сторону, как надо. Вот все то же самое, держаться в воздухе, хоть чуть-чуть. Попробуй хоть чуть-чуть подняться вверх, держаться в воздухе. Вперед, слева. Блин, ты сейчас все сделал, отвечаю, что ты сделал.
Anna Grimaldi, second last to go in this round. The Paralympic champion for New Zealand, for Hill City University Dunedin. 5:44 in the opening round. She needs 8 more centimetres and a lot of flight. And she's gone well beyond 5. But how far in? Wind has calmed down a lot, and in fact there was a tailwind for Mogachaya for a 5:45. Grimaldi, who was 19 when she won gold in Rio. No problem with the board, fine takeoff, good hang time. New prosthetic arm as well that helps her in the air,
Brilliant pictures on the giant
which she
screen
didn't
there.
have for Rio. So Grimaldi, 5:44 previously, she's now up into the silver medal position. Mogachaya's 5:45 beaten, 5:50 for Grimaldi. Into the silver medal position for the Paralympic champion. There's pressure on Chiara, who now leads by only 2 centimetres. From the Paralympic champion to the Pan Am champ.
Rodriguez, Chiara. Can she extend her lead? The answer to that one is probably no. 5:52 is what she has so far. That one there looks well below the 5:50 mark. Now we've seen, haven't we already this evening, in the shot put in the men's F20, how much the last round the pressure comes on. It can influence the competition. No issues there with the takeoff. So Grimaldi at the moment has the attitude going forward. Her last jump was fantastic. She's 2 centimetres short of Rodriguez Chiara. 16 years of age. Do you feel pressure at that age? We'll soon find out. 5:25, so she still leads by 2 centimetres over Anna Grimaldi.
No fair.
Amy Watt with her final attempt in 8th position. And there'll be no improvement for Amy Watt.
Sanders, the coach now. 4th in Rio. And 6th in the long jump. And when we saw her competing for the United States in Doha, she finished 5th in the 400 meters and 7th in the long jump, but at 8th will be a lot here. It's certainly visually not an improvement, and she gave 22 centimeters away. That, even if she was plumb on the board with nothing to spare, it still wouldn't have helped. There's that final attempt too short of the 469. She wraps up 4:35 in this 6th round. Stella Smaragdi, the European silver medalist in Berlin last year. The lawyer from Thessaloniki, the 24-year-old, 5:02 her best today. Her lifetime best 5:35 would have her knocking on the door of a medal without breaching the top 3. Stella's on the way. Probably not an improvement for Smaragdi. 7th spot for Greece. There's only been 12 centimeters between her 5 attempts so far, and that looks to be right smack bang in the middle as well. It's absolutely great. So when you arrive in Athens Airport, there's a big video display of their top para-athletes, para-sports people.
Maximum of 7 jumps left in this women's long jump final, T47.
Shortest of the night for Stella Smaragdi. 481, she wraps up 502, and it's a whole set of champions who are yet to come. Now, in the bronze medal position, Alexandra Mogachaya with that shock 545 in round 5. She's 7 centimeters off the gold medal position of Chiara. The European champion in Grosseto. Silver there in the 1, the 2 and the 4. Her last major championship. Tenterhook's time. Russia's return, bringing us drama all the way. Mogachaya for glory! Well beyond 5, but I'm not sure that'll be her best of the night. 5:45 might just be where she wraps up, and a major international return. Fine on the board, that was never a worry. She's done it all before. Mogachaya, globally, has only ever won sprint medals, never in the long jump. She's not yet over the line yet with this bronze. 5:27 is where it ends for her. 5:45 her best. She remains in bronze. There's still 3 athletes who can deny her. And one of them is the reigning world champion.
So Talaya Williams, final attempt in 6th position. From Norfolk in Virginia. Played basketball among other things when she was at school. Needs a Jordan-esque jump for this one.
They're still raking the sand, which is why the delay is there.
What an evening session we've had. And as it draws to a conclusion, is there more drama? Five sisters, 2 brothers. How proud can she make them here with this final jump? Well, I think she may well have gone over the mark there. Just wait for confirmation of it. No, she's been given the white flag, so she must have gone incredibly close on the board. I'm sure we'll see in a moment or two how close she's gone. But she's certainly pushed the limits. Right up to the edge of that plasticine. Look at that. That tells you how close she's come. You can't get any more perfect than that, I don't think. Great takeoff in a pressure situation. Maybe not necessarily the distance that she wanted. Coach was happy at first. 5:19, so no improvement. So she'll relinquish that title and finish in 6th position.
And she won that title with 5:27 in London by 4 centimeters from Polly Mayton of Britain. The bronze medalist there with 5:22 was Angelina Lanza.
Well, Lanza's got some work to do as well. Pressure all around, you can just feel it. Eight sessions a week, 3 of physical strength at the gym. She's going to need every single bit of it here. Angelina Lanza. Off she goes. Well, it's under the 550 mark by the looks of it. Mogachaya currently in the bronze medal position, 545. Could have gone a little bit further, but you know, you push the boundaries so much. Made her debut back in 2015 in senior international competition, Angelina Lanza. .526, so she's 1 centimetre worse off than her best effort in the opening round, so she'll miss out in the medal. She's 5th.
Nicole Rodomakina of Russia in 4th place. There will be a Russian medal. Mogachaya is in the bronze. Knocked Rodomakina down. Actually went up to silver at one stage, but Grimaldi displaced her. Rodomakina, 5:32 in the opening round. She's the champion record holder from Lyon 6 years ago. Anything close to that attempt from France, and she's well in the medal. She's pushed it, but the leg was tracking back a bit, and that will be that. It's a fair jump, it's a white flag, but that's not going to progress her. She needed 5:45, and that was not it. Rodomakina will have to be consoled if such a thing is possible with 4th. She was up in the medals for a long time. She was in 3rd spot after the opening round and stayed there for a couple of rounds, so she didn't use the board at all. 25 centimeters given away. And it would have mattered not. She wraps up with 5:09. Russia 3, Russia 4. The gold is now between Rodriguez Chiara of Ecuador, Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand.
So there is Anna Grimaldi. Needs 3 centimeters further than her last effort. Here she goes. Well, it's up there. Well, she's happy with it, but I think it might just be slightly less than what she needs. At first sight, it looks like where she's landed is maybe 5 or 10 centimeters short of what she actually needs. Takeoff's fine. A member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, she was awarded in the 2017 New Year's Honours List. An athlete who deserves something like that for what she's done for parasport in New Zealand. And as to be suspected, not good enough. 5 centimetres down on her best, so she takes the silver medal and gets hugs all round. But it's Ecuador who will take gold. Rodriguez Chiara.
So cool. Thank you.
Tears and a smile, so she's happy with it, Grimaldi. The Paralympic champion, world silver for her. Good mates with Stella Smaragdi.
Well, Chiara's got the flag already.
Maybe she doesn't want to take
She's
the final
decided
jump.
she's going to pass it up.
Decided to skip it. 5:52. She's got the Ecuadorian flag there. She's ready to celebrate.
16 years of age.
Well, that Pan Am win in Lima was a great tune-up for her. She doesn't want to do the lap of honour. Wonder if she's looking for the family. They have appeared. And Ecuador has a long jump world champion, Rodriguez Chiara. 5:52 in the opening round. And there was no other jump she produced that would have won her the gold. Grimaldi, actually, all 6 attempts were better than Chiara's second longest, but she had the one jump that did it, 5:51. Her second best jump, Chiara, would only have gained her 4th spot. But she'd one jump from heaven and that was enough. Grimaldi the silver, Mogachaya the bronze, to knock Rhoda McKenna down into 4th. I don't know if she quite knows how to react just yet. Her first 2 international titles, her first 2 international championships, and she's won both of them. Rodriguez Chiara takes the gold for Ecuador, 5:53. Grimaldi the silver for New Zealand, 5:50. Mogachaya the bronze for Russia, 5:45. Absolutely tremendous competition. Stella Smaragdi in 7th, Amy Watt in 8th. Kumudu Priyanka Desinanake, Mudi Yansalagi in 9th for Sri Lanka. Can't wait for the relay.
So Corey Anderson of Australia with a world record to win the javelin throw F38. Doroshenko of Ukraine, it's been a good night for Ukraine. European record for the silver, and Haman of South Africa with an African record taking the bronze.
Scott Severn has claimed the men's shot put F53 for the United States. 7:69, and he had 5 centimeters to spare over Alireza Mukhtari Amami of Iran in silver and Alaya Abdul Salam, the bronze for Syria.